Is that not the worst intro music of all time? StreamYard has let me down in a big, big way. But anyway, we're here. We're live. Welcome. Draft time. Draft time. Fill that comment section up, guys. I want to hear from you. We're going to create a conversation here. We're going to get through this together because there are going to be 27 selections. My camera's actually up here. I keep looking here. My camera's up here. There's going to be 27 picks tonight. I'm pumped for it. I hope you are as well. And everything tonight is seemingly going to be unbiased because the Hawks are going to be highly unlikely to be making a pick tonight, which means that we are going to be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy every single draft prediction that I get wrong. And if that's not the point of us being here, I don't know what is. But plenty of stuff been happening today. G'day to everyone who's already jumped in. A very good evening to you, Colin, Danielle, James, Shane O'Reilly. Hello to all of you. Appreciate you jumping on. Geez, the numbers are already ticking over. My goodness me. G'day, guys. G'day. Once we get into the proper conversation, I'll start flashing a comment up and all those kinds of things as well. This is where my Talking Hawks training kicked in abundantly here because I can keep track of a comment section like that unbelievably well. I've got the dual laptop set up at the moment. So I've got obviously the one that's happening here. Right here. I've got the screen with the stream on. I'll learn how to talk in a second. I've got KO on here, so if you guys are ahead of me in terms of picks, spoil them for me. All right? One of my very best friends in the world, the great man Smithy, he spoils NFL plays for me all the time. You guys can spoil picks as they come through as well. So, look, James, if I can start the night with a story, right? I reckon this was when I had time off because I had some medical issues with my eyes. And I actually wrote Fox Footy, genuinely emailed Fox Footy, like a full article that I'd done as like an idea for them regarding how teams that have a closer preliminary final than their opponents usually win the granny. Now, that was in 2017, so for anything past that, we can forget about it. But the premise of it was Hawthorn building off the heartbreak of 2011, but the 2012 prelim, because Sydney, I think, then were the last team at that point, because the Hawks weren't really close in 13 against Geelong, really close against Port in 14, and were closer in the Freo game than I think West Coast were to North. So I think that still applied there. The Bulldogs against the Giants in 2016. So that was the premise, and I emailed Fox Footy. And I was like, I'm never going to hear anything about this. And then 2 days later, they emailed me back. And all that the email says, and I wish that I could bring it up to show you on the screen. Legitimately, the email said, "Dear Reese," because my name's not actually Daz, but "Dear Reese," it went. Thank you for submitting. Very interesting. Sincerely, Fox Footy. So, that's where I'm at. That's my entire Fox Footy career right there. 5 words. Thanks for submitting. Very interesting. That's all I got. So, that's how we roll. But yeah, look, I'll give it a go for sure. But then you guys would miss out on me. Miss out on me here. I'd love to do it. That would be awesome. Good evening, Matt. Good evening. The great man himself. Go the Hawks. Absolutely. Can you just say that you're jealous of the beard? Oh, thank you. I've never had someone be jealous of my physical appearance before. And that's the last of the compliments, if that's all right, guys. Because I used to work in hospitality and it makes me very uncomfortable. So stop that. I want only backhanded insults from now on. That's the way we rumble. I don't have enough time in the day to go through those kinds of stories. But, my God, I appreciate that you enjoy the beard. I think I need to get it trimmed because it's sort of party in the front here. It is a mess in the back. Not enjoying what's happening there. So, I appreciate the kindness. But fingers crossed, TK, that it can come soon. Why not? Let's get TK a beard, I think. Good old Shifter Sheehan on KO. I don't know if anyone watched or if anyone is watching on KO. Anyone else surprised that Dusty's going to be a part of Super Saturday? Crazy. Nuts. All right. Any thoughts on? I think I'm going to have to. I don't want to squint, but I think I have to. Thoughts on North bidding on Ashcroft to buy time to try and shot pick 2 around one more time? I like it. The reports are that that's not happening, that Ashcroft's going to get bid on at pick 4, which to me is really bad. I will always, and I'll die on this hill, but I'm a person that is 150% bid on blokes, for crying out loud. Now, I can understand a little bit with the incentives for pick one, but can we as a society admit that clubs doing the kind thing is just dumb? Dumb. Andrew Dillon's on stage, which we love. Good to see the Hawks Indigenous saga finishing up, kind of. Yeah, for sure. Nothing good has come from that entire thing, no matter what you think about it. It just sucks. Just the whole situation's no good at all. Anthony Hudson, Dusty's thoughts on the first term so far. Dusty, it's been okay. I do like the thing with Jack Rewalt when he was the skit they did when he was like, "Tell us about the first quarter," and Dusty just shrugs. I thought that was nice. I thought that was a good touch. Dusty's as enthusiastic as Richo as a commentator. Yeah, I don't have beef with Richo. I just, yeah. It's a couple. I've met Richo 3 times, twice in an official capacity, and I hope, because you don't want to shine a negative light on people. I just hope he was having not the greatest days a couple of times for his Channel 7 role. Maybe just very serious and stoic, I'll say, because when he did a lunch or a dinner with Hodgie at the Hallam Hotel, he was brilliant. So he probably just serious mode, professional mode. Just might have been a little bit standoffish, but that's all right. Oh, Capish, my friend, I'm all the better for you being here, my mate. Hopefully you're still on a high after your boys took out the flag. I think the only prediction in the top 4 I got correct. So we're killing it. Andrew Dillon's still going here. Leo Lombard's table. Toby Travalia behind him. Do I think the Hawks pick up Ned McGuinness in the rookie draft? I don't want to sit on the fence with any of my opinions tonight, so I'm going to say no. I think the Hawks want to trade back. I think Cody Anderson's going to be a Hawk. I do worry about his ball skills, but arguably we could say the same thing about a Jimmy Warple type, and he was a top 10 kick inside 50 this year. So you never know. I don't know, but I'm going to go with no. I think it's more unlikely than likely. It's a very diplomatic answer. Here we go. We're on the clock. It's pick one. This should already be... By the time this hits 4 minutes 30 to go, we should be golden. There are going to be draft pick trades. Essendon and Brisbane are going to do some swaps. All of this thing. So we're going to do swaps. Essendon and Brisbane are going to do a swap. I think Brisbane and St Kilda, or Essendon and St Kilda? Essendon and St Kilda. Pick 32 is going to go to the Saints. And another pick for like 27 and 50 odd. So loving that. Peter, pleasure to have you here, my friend. Let the games begin for sure. Lovely. Sam Lawler's going to be pick one. Can we just get this out of the way? My goodness. So let me ask you guys, because I know it might be easier sitting at home to decide this. Would you bid on Ashcroft? And what I mean by that is, do you think it's worth taking away the prestige of being pick one in order to make a club pay the maximum amount? Do you think that's worth it? Because, of course, it's easy to go make them pay, right? And I've probably been guilty of that opinion before as well. But the prestige of pick one, do you think that's worth having that? The beers are flowing, Cameron. I'm jealous. Sure, I probably should have brought a beverage in here. James is just, straight up, make them pay. Make them pay. I like it. I respect it. Oh, Capish is back. Can we postpone this 2025 season? I'm liking this off-season with this premiership. Yeah, I love it, mate. I'm very happy for you. I'll tell you what, really confused the people I was at a barbecue with, right, was as soon as the siren went, I legitimately, if my missus drops in, because the little bloke's got to go to bed in about 40 minutes, but if she drops in to say goodnight, I'll get her to confirm. As the siren went, I went, my man Capey's going to love that. And then I had to explain what the hell that meant. So shout out to you, great man. I hope you're enjoying this. Yeah, the cash bonus with pick one is why I would pick the player I can actually take, reward them. That makes perfect sense, Darcy, and I don't mind that at all. I totally get that. But pick 5, I think Nick Dacos was pick 4. as well. So you're kind of thinking, what the heck's happening there? I'm going to see if the glasses are helping me here, because the brightness that's sort of shining from the light that's up here and the light's coming off these laptops, it's helping me a little bit. It's hurting me a little bit, but we'll see. There we go. The great man, Matty Dunham himself. St Kilda supporter is Matt. So he'll be looking forward to his Saints hopefully taking Toby Travalia in a midfielder, or maybe even picking up Alexander Taru. But the pick is in. Oh, my goodness. We're back. We're here. We're back. I can't wait to see what non-footy chats we get into as the night goes. Yeah, Capish, man, I swear to you, it was extraordinary the way that I had to sit down and properly explain that. Always interesting. But I think this is going to be Sam Lawler. I think we all know it's going to be Sam Lawler, which is pretty cool. I really liked how open the number one pick race was this year. That was really fun. I think I went through my mocks. I think I had 4 different players. I had Jagger. I had Jagger at pick 1. I had... Who else did I have at pick 1? I had Finn at pick 1 a couple of times. I think I had Josh Smiley as pick 1 in my very first mock draft back in April. I think. I could be wrong on that. And Sid Draper, I think I had as a pick 1 early on as well. All right, this pick's been in for like 60 seconds now, and I'm as good at improv as anyone else. So if we could churn this out, here we go. Come on, Andrew Dillon. Sam Lawler. Sam Lawler. There it is. Sam is the man. I don't want to take this away from Sam, but like 5% of me really hoped Richmond didn't go there just to like wreck everyone's, not night, but like wreck every mock draft made ever would be hilarious. But no, good on him. Amazing. Well built for a small bloke. Shocker. I like it, Noah. And we get a little bit of Sabrina Carpenter as well, because why not? Why not? Here on Fox Footy. So North here, Finn O'Sullivan. If there are any North fans listening, I'm only half sorry for this opinion. But North Melbourne, if they do take Finn O'Sullivan next, right, I will be convinced until he re-signs that Luke Davies-Uniacke is going to be a Hawk and Finn O'Sullivan is just cover for that. That's the Hawthorn hat on. It's not the insider or the analyst hat on, I should say. But what it is it's going to be confirmation for my Hawks brain that Luke Davies-Uniacke is going to be a Hawk. I don't think Colin's going to like that, but it is. Yeah, Riley, I'm telling you, mate, it is the dream. Can we please not bid on Ashcroft? I did the poll before, mate. Everyone reckons they should have bid on him at pick 1 just about. I know Darcy said no. Not a chance, mate. You can keep dreaming, but you keep dreaming. Mate, absolutely. Sometimes a dream is all you need sometimes. History has shown that in fantastic ways. But I will. I won't do a video on it until it becomes, like, real. But, it'll be tongue-in-cheek. My missus is a North fan, and she hates it as well, so that's all right. Yeah, Riley. Trade is in. I don't think this is going to be North's pick, though. No, it's not. So this will be the St Kilda and Brisbane trades and all those kind of things. The Saints moving up to 27. I love that they're going to do this. So when that comes in, that'll be fantastic. I'm loving everything that St Kilda's doing this offseason, which kind of scares the shit out of me. They have the best new logo of all 3 clubs. Why Gold Coast's is the same colour as its jumper, I've got no idea, but is what it is. How old is he? Yeah, he's well built, isn't he? Boy, oh boy. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, like 12 Sandy. Yeah, it's crazy. Between Sandy Dragons, not Calder Cannons. Who's the club that I'm thinking of? Someone help me here. Oakley Chargers, I should say, is the club. And then a couple of Calder Cannons boys. Isaac Keiko and Jaden Ewan, who, by the way, calling it now, and if you guys want to do the same in the chat, tell me, right? Who's the guy that's going to be taken beyond pick 40 that's going to surprise everyone? I'm locking in Jaden Ewan as my man. It has to be Taru. I'm totally with you. North have got enough midfielders, and I get the whole Do you pick best talent over best available? But they've done this at the top of the draft so many times. Part of me thinks taking Finn is admitting that Will Phillips hasn't quite worked out. Pick 3 for a tagger or a defensive midfielder type may not be the best way to go. Taru just makes more sense. And then if North can jump back into the draft, the problem that North have got is that unless they pull something off with their future first, they're only going to come out of this draft with pick 2, pick 62, and then probably River Stevens. So, yeah. You know that we dreamt at Hawks making finals of 0-5. Oh, mate, dreams do come true, don't they? What? Just don't remind me about what happened in Adelaide. Yeah, Finn or Alex Taru, I'm totally with you. Has to be Taru, as a couple of us have said. It's going to be interesting. Resigned to the fact that North will be taking Taru. PS, LDU is going nowhere. Well, Colin, help me. Just let me dream. Seriously, let me dream. I have dreams. I have hopes. The trades come in. Oh, it's with the Giants. Giants giving up 37, 56, 73 for 34. I think that 34, the Giants really don't want to trade, I think, which sucks for me because I think I had them trading twice in the mock draft. Yeah, Toby Trevally is a top kid. The more I watched of Toby throughout the year, the more that I loved. Jacko is on that list for you. 190 centimetre midfielder. I do not blame you in the slightest. It will be Gary Ablett Sr. smashing through the window out of retirement. I like it. The pick is in. And I agree with this in a massive, massive way. Massive way. So the other trade, 32 and 47 for the Bombers, the Saints 28-58. I love it for the Bombers personally. I think they're going to take Finn. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, Finn O'Sullivan. There it is. Finn. Dun, dun, dun. Look, the kid's going to be a star, legitimately. His impact per possession is going to be fantastic. I wonder if they want him to do the Taron Thomas kind of role as sort of that outside midfielder. I don't know about pushing him to a wing, but that also means probably Colby McKercher next year is probably going to play off halfback again, which is very tantalising for my Supercoach team, just a heads up. But I suck at Supercoach, so don't listen to anything that I say when it comes to Supercoach. Daz, why aren't you a Supercoach creator? And I think the answer to that is because after round 3 last year, I was on the fringe of top 1,000 and I finished outside the top 12,000. So don't listen to me about Supercoach. North could use the future first to get Taru later on. They definitely could. They would, but the problem is that Melbourne and St Kilda are already into him. Adelaide are going to keep their pick, and of course Carlton are because they traded up here as well. Carlton though. In all honesty, I'm taking Sid. I'll put that out there. I would take Sid if I am Carlton in terms of what they want to do moving forward. Jaggers, not a bad pick here at all. Not a bad pick here at all. I'm not suggesting that there is a cataclysmic gap between those two. But I think for what Carlton's midfield needs, I think Sid is the way to go. His Sandful form, the fact he's played against men, the fact that Jagger wouldn't need to play round 1 might be a little bit of a significant thing here, considering Carlton's midfield depth. So still got Cooper Lord there. They're going to get Ben Camporeale, who's that inside mid. They're going to get Lucas, who's probably going to go on a wing. Him and Ollie Hollins. I know they've still got Blake Acres there, but him and Ollie Hollins for the next, 12 years is pretty crazy in terms of a combination. So, look, I'm taking Sid personally, but if anyone runs into Jagger's family, don't tell them. Bomber Boy, good question. In terms of the genuine specifics, what I can tell you is that if a Keiko bid now comes in at pick 7, they won't go into a deficit. So it's going to be a lot easier for me to answer this question for you, my friend, once the Isaac Keiko bid comes in. Okay, because whatever answer I give you now, that is going to go out the window at the bid. So stick around, but it looks like the Bombers are going to be taking 4 players in this draft. 5 if they do match a bid for Jaden Ewan instead of taking them with one of their own picks, which looks likely. Now that Levi looks to slide, or he's not going to slide too far, just a couple more picks, I think. Do we think Brisbane could potentially use the extra points they didn't have to use to trade back in after Marshall? Oh, good question. It's definitely possible. I don't really know what they do, though, because taking an 18-year-old tall forward is a little bit counterproductive. Just because you got Logan Morris there, I think they were better off trying to get an experienced key forward. They took Luke Lloyd, Zane Zakostelski last year, played forward and back. Yeah, Carlton getting that steal at 3. Matty Owies pick 12 and pick 14. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. But again, at the end of the day, you're probably going to compare whoever Carlton take here to whoever West Coast take, and then Matty Owies' production. So, any news on Essendon? Not particularly. They did a bit of a deal before to shore up more points. So a bid for Isaac Keiko anywhere after pick 7, they will be safe on. A bid at pick 5 would cause them to go into medium deficit because you can't go into maximum deficit anymore because of the new draft rules next year. So instead of being negative 700 in draft points, I believe that's cut in half and it's now 350. Yeah, Riley, I think they've got enough spots for 3 because I think one of their rookies has to be elevated. Oh, but then if they have to be elevated, they can't go on the main list. Yeah, Riley, I think you're right in that regard. Foss was a Hawthorn fan. So were the Whitlock brothers. Not that means anything, but there you go. So we'll grab Foss instead of LDU Colin in 5 years. What do you reckon? All right, the Blues. Sid Draper, Jagger Smith. I'd be stunned if they took Harley Langford. Here we go. Sid or Jagger? I think it's Jagger. I would take Sid. Jagger Smith goes at 3. Adelaide right now are sprinting to the podium to read out Sid Draper's name. Rising star. The second the market opens, Sid Draper at Adelaide is just going to be the early onset pick. Finn O'Sullivan's going to be a good shout, but my God, Sid Draper in that Adelaide midfield, if Matty Nix actually plays him, would be handy. But they are sprinting to the podium right now. Moves like Jagger. Yeah, I like it. I like it. What happens when you slide down the draft order? Why is it bad? It's not bad. It just, for the Levi thing, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that North Carlton, wouldn't bid. Will people care? Would Jagger Smith, for example, is it a big deal if he went at 4 instead of 3? Not really, in my opinion. I can understand the pick 1 argument. I don't understand it now. So if I'm Adelaide, I would be doing it. It doesn't look like it's going that way, which sucks a little bit, but that's the way that it goes. The fact that I know that it's probably exaggerated for television, but how Adelaide haven't already submitted the pick for Sid Draper is mind-boggling to get that going. So you'd think it'd be Draper, then Ashcroft, which is really interesting for Melbourne at pick 6. No one selected at pick 6 ever has played 250 games. That will change in 2025. Jack McRae will be the first pick 6 ever to play 250 games. Only he and Gary Rowan have won a flag at pick 6. So pick 6 is genuinely cursed. Well, Denver Granger Barris at pick 6 was just delisted by the Hawks. Might be going to Carlton as an SSP player. We'll wait and see what happens there. But yeah, pick 6, not the way to go. But Ben King's good. Bailey Humphrey's pretty good. So hopefully they can reverse it. I've definitely missed someone in the middle there as well, which I apologise for. Is Josh Rochelle a pick 6? Maybe. When will we know when Brisbane go for Levi? So it looks like it's going to be pick 5, but we'll know if you're watching on KO or anything like that, it'll come in. If you're just watching me at the moment, I'll let you know when it comes in. When it come in. Would have looked so much better in the blue and gold. Love it. Oh, boy. Like 2 minutes 40. We know who Adelaide's going to take. This is why this annoys me. This is why I need you guys flooding my comment section, because what are we doing? Saints jump from 28 from 32. Yeah, Matt, I'm with you. You guys don't need the points. Just get as many picks early on as you can. Ross the bots. We do know with the Darcy Wilson pick, they want speed, which is why I went Xavier Lindsay as that secondary midfielder. But considering Richmond is still at that spot, I think that's going to be Josh Smiley. So I think it's going to go Sid Draper here at 4 or Harvey Langford. It could be either. I would definitely be taking Sid Draper, to be perfectly honest. But Adelaide are 30 minutes behind, they sure are. But it'll be Draper or Langford here, then Ashcroft, then the other one. I don't mean to be rude there, but if they take Draper, Adelaide or Melbourne will take Langford, if it's the other way around, if Adelaide take Langford, Melbourne would be stupid not to take Draper, I don't think. That's a big call if they go Langford. It really is. Langford at pick 6 could break the curse. Look, I hope so. It's such a weird, it's been such a weird thing. The Hawks with Mitch Thorpe and Bo Dowler did it with pick 6. It took a lot of drafts for the first player to play 100 games. He was a Freo player from the top of my head. I can't remember his name now. But he played his 150th game in like 2000. So that's... Whew. Melbourne to take Bo Allen at 5. That is a huge call. A huge call. I'm not out on Bo Allen. 5 is a reach, but we love that in the draft. Why did your stupid Melbourne weather curse Brisbane, Daz? It's been raining non-stop for 2 days. Look, if you need someone to blame, you can put that on me. That's fine. I forgot to do my home rain dance. I must have done it for the northern one. So the pick is in. What a shock. All right. Come on. Sid or Harvey? It's like the world's worst game of like go fish. Do you have a Sid? Go fish. That has nothing to do with anything. Shut up, Daz. Righto. Yeah, they're waiting on someone to make a pick trade. Yeah, Peter, that could definitely be it. 100%. Could be. But we did the Essendon trade. We did the St Kilda trade. We've done the Brisbane trade. So I don't know how many more pick trades are coming through unless they're told to slow down. I don't know. But if it's for an optimal TV experience, I'm not sure that comes through. Look, it's not as bad as the NFL one, but not everyone's an NFL fan. Here we go. Sid Draper. It's my prediction. Sid Draper, you're guilty. Waited 5 minutes for that. Good on you, Sid. All right. Melbourne, select Harvey Langford. Then Richmond, Josh Smiley. St Kilda will take Alexander Taru, I reckon, at 7. They'll do the double bid, Lombard and Keiko. And it looks like they wanted to trade out of pick 8, but considering they moved up in the draft with that earlier pick trade, that's now looking a little bit more unlikely. Draper is going to be a star. I agree with you. I don't think you can ignore the Sandful form that he had. Won South Australia's best and fairest, most valuable player last year. Leadership material is just everything that you want at the moment. So, Adelaide, you have one job next year. 2 jobs. Play the kids and put Rory Laird down back. Matty Nix, get me on the phone. Yo, what up, legend? Welcome. Melbourne will go Taru. If Melbourne take Taru and Richmond end up with Langford, holy Moses. Yeah, that new Crom logo, it's not great. I feel like it'll grow on me. The Gold Coast one never will. I can see the Adelaide one kind of growing on me. Gold Coast never will. I actually like the St Kilda one. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. Cut the time between picks in half. I'm with you beyond pick, say, the first round. The 5 minutes for the first round I get because of the pick trades. Anything beyond that, 2.5, 3 minutes, for crying out loud. Get it done. Jesus. How hard is it to just turn around and go, hypothetically, we'll give you pick 38 and 46 for pick 30. Yes or no? Hey, lads, do you want to do this deal? Yeah, let's do it. Cool. Send it in. Oh, no, we don't know. Oh, let us talk to someone for 40 minutes. Annoying. There we go. The bid for Levi has come in. Levi Ashcroft is a Brisbane player. I love how early Melbourne have done this because they've totally screwed with KO at the moment. Speaking of the NFL, the 49ers have slipped this season. Thoughts? Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, the San Francisco 49ers. What has happened to the San Fran? Everything was going to be a disaster because Christian McCaffrey did his Achilles, and then the backup, Jordan Mason, I think his name was, started dominating. Brock Purdy's been okay. But Kyle Shanahan at the moment is not putting together enough of an offensive scheme that he's hurting teams at the moment. My goodness. Oh, and then we got the Finns. The Finns! No pick six curse for Levi. We love that. Will Melbourne do the curse for Alexander Taru, another tall player, with the pick? I'm not sure. But, 49ers worried about them a little bit. But, to be honest, something would have to go disastrously wrong for Detroit not to make the Super Bowl, wouldn't they? Holy Moses. Just walking up and smacking blokes. Or smacking teams, I should say, not smacking blokes. And then it looks like it's just going to be yet another Chiefs-Bills crazy playoff game. Mahomes will pull something out of his backside and we'll go from there. Bomboy, do you reckon Essendon will try and trade back into the first round tonight? They're definitely going to try. They are definitely going to try. Will they get there? I don't know, but I think they're going to target GWS's second pick. I think that's pretty much where a lot of trades are going to come in. So they paid 40, 42, 43, 46 and received 68, 94 and 97. Oh, they're huge picks. Okay, so they might have to be sequential. Because I think he might have had like the 41, 45, 46 because of the stretching out. And we'll go from there. So, interesting. But the Bombers will try. North are going to try. Apparently Hawthorn are trying as well, which I think is really interesting. St Kilda might be dangling their future first for a pick in the teens if they can't trade pick 8 for something that suits them. So that's interesting as well. But those teens picks is definitely going to get really, really interesting. You love the horror channel. Well, thank you very much. Bit slow to get off the ground, but any new channel is going to be like that. And I love talking smack about the good, the bad, the ugly. So whilst everyone's here, while you're waiting for a pick to come in, or afterwards, subscribe to Dad's Talks Horror. I've already done a series ranking. I did the Scream films. I talked about Lights Out and why I love that movie. And I talked about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and why I hate it. So go check those out. I'm really happy with how they've turned out. And hopefully we'll only grow and grow and grow. So I appreciate the shout out, Ox, and the $20 that I owe you for that. I'll send it through ASAP. Thank you. Riley, where does Smiley end up? I think he's going to go to the Tigers at pick 7. If not, so if Melbourne here go Taru, Richmond will either take Smiley or Langford, and I think St Kilda will take whoever is left out of those two selections. Back to Capish. How do you reckon the Denver Broncos are going right now in the NFL? Their defense is unbelievable, which under Sean Payton is no real shock, but defense is so good. Bo Nix, the Oregon Ducks legend. Represent. Go Ducks. I'm an Oregon fan. Justin Herbert and Bo Nix. Haven't I been lucky? And Dylan Gabriel this year. My goodness, he's playing well. But, Bo Nix looks really good. I don't know what his ceiling is. I don't know how much better he'll get. But I don't think you could have asked for much more. He's going beautifully. So I'm a big fan. Mitch, I'm with you. Waiting 4 minutes is extraordinary. Waiting for another pick. Yep, I'm totally with you. I don't think Melbourne are going to trade this pick. They've only got the 2 in the entire draft so far, so I don't know why they trade back here. So just get on with it, is my opinion. But hey, you get to listen to me talk about the NFL for a little bit more. So if you like that or if you don't hate it, we're here. James, favourite horror movie or franchise? Don't call me a sycophant for this, but I'm a Saw fan through and through. The first Saw movie was the first movie I watched of any genre that I watched back to back. So I watched it for the first time, and for any of you that have seen it, don't spoil it for anyone who hasn't. But how it ends, I instantly, as soon as the credits went, I rewatched it because I had to rewatch it. I just did. So there you go. And I don't love every movie in the Saw franchise. I really don't. And but yeah, Saw really got me into horror. So happy with that. All right, got to go. Capish, thank you, my friend. Thanks for jumping on. Levi, you, both stars. Thanks, mate. Have a good one. What do I think about the Purge franchise? I think the first one wasted a really good premise. Am I just spoiling future videos? Well, if I give you this explanation and you like it, just go and subscribe to Daz Talks Horror and come back. That can be a fair trade, surely. The first one, I thought the concept was brilliant. It made in my opinion, I didn't really see the point in setting up a premise of crime in a city for 24 hours doesn't exist, and they only focused it on a home invasion premise. Right? If the Purge Anarchy, if that was the first film, right, then I can understand how you could, like, if we went, here is chaos in the streets. So the Purge Anarchy, if that's the first one, the second one, focusing on, instead of businesses and all these kinds of things that would get affected by the Purge, if the second movie became like a rich person's house and how they had to defend it, that would be awesome. But I think they did it the wrong way, and the third one's fine. I like the first one. I do. I don't hate it at all. And Ethan Hawke does a great job in there. I like it. I think I liked it less, though, when I watched the second one, which is usually not what happens in any film franchise, ever. Ever. Yeah, Purge Anarchy was the best. Correct. It absolutely is. And it's not even close for me. All right, the pick is in for Melbourne, and then, Noah, I will get to your comment. Harvey Langford's my guess, but Alexander Taru is on the board. Harvey Langford's a demon. There's a tick for Daz. Woohoo! There you go. Alrighty, the Ashcroft brothers are going to cause absolute chaos for the next 10 to 15 years. Yes, I am mad at Will, though. I am mad at Will because the night before the grand final, I was just chucking a couple of cheeky bets on there. Guys, we're talking $5-10 here, right? Nothing stupid in that regard. And I woke up the next morning and I realised that I'd left 2 bets in my bet slip. So I hadn't actually bet on them yet, right? Will for the Norm Smith and Kai Lohman 2+ goals. And I deleted them off my bet slip. And both of them would have won. So, and if you're thinking, well, Daz, if your other bets came through, you're all good. Nah, like 2 of them did. So, not good on grand final day. But yeah, they're going to be special players, both of those. Yeah, Noah, you're feeling my pain. Will Essendon be trading back in? They definitely could. As I said before, they're going to target the GWS second pick, which I think is going to be traded. I'm reasonably confident that they're going to trade that. Unless Jonty Fall is still there or Jobe Shanahan, maybe they could do a Taj Houghton and the tall forward double. I'm really interested in why they want a tall forward, though. That must mean Jake Riccardi and Callum Brown are not in their long-term plans. Because if you've got Hogan, you've got Cadman, you've got Maxi G, Gruzewski, or however you pronounce it, Mike Wazowski. Like, adding another 18-year-old to that mix is really interesting. Really interesting. So we'll see. I didn't have them taking it all until later in the draft. I had them taking Josh Murphy, I think, I know I did, at around 47, 48. So the 190-centimetre midfielder, Harvey Langford, is a demon. I love it. Point of difference. I mean, you guys know from how much I loved Mateus Filippo as much as I did. So if you're 190 centimetres and a midfielder, I love you. That's the way that it works. But I'm very happy that Will Ashcroft made you a lot of money, Shano. I apologise that was not even close to any kind of point that I was supposed to have. So I apologise for that. But Harvey Langford is a demon. Travis first. I apologise. I have no idea of the context behind that, Mark. So if you can catch me up, that would be awesome. Unless someone named Travis commented before that I missed. I'm not 100% sure. So I think here Josh Smiley is going to be a Tiger. I think. And then Alexander Taru was a Saint. I would still then go Xavier Lindsay. I understand the Toby Travalia love. Surely they need another midfielder. The Saints do. Surely. What are your guys' thoughts on Melbourne next year? Give me a ladder prediction for the Ds next year. Because I'm tossing and turning with the Ds. I'm not really sure where they're at. At their best, they can still cause some damage. How likely they are to be their best, I'm not sure. But drop them in here, guys. Ladder predictions for the Ds. Where do you reckon? There's a prediction. Holy Moses! Last. My goodness, I'll buy a slab of anything you want there if they're last. My goodness. A lot of bottom eights here, which is fair. Oh, hang on. Richmond's picks in. Sorry. Or 7. Josh Smiley is a Tiger. Cool. Awesome. Cal Toomey at the moment. Coming through with the good so far. Don't think he's got one wrong yet. Big bull. I know we don't want to compare players to superstars, but he's got Paddy Cripps traits. Sorry, but he does. Pending Oliver and Petrarca, if they can clean up their inside 50s, you reckon 4 to 8? Nice. Bottom 8, 10th. I love how specific this is, Noah. I love that. As an Essendon fan with their future first, the worse the better. Totally with you on that. 10th a couple, bottom 8. Lovely. So, 2 of Uze's 8 have been put through. You're guilty. 2 midfielders, Sam Lawler and Josh Smiley. So they're off to a good start. The Tigers, they're not going to be too far away from back-to-back picks here. Yeah, internal problems, they're not going to make finals. I'm probably with you on that. I had them 6th, I think, in my predictions last year. My top 8 last year was a mess. A genuine mess. Now, James, I would have answered this question very specifically because I thought my mock draft of having Jasper Alger at pick 30 to the Giants was a big call. And then I read Cal's Phantom draft on the Monday, and he had him at 27. And that's annoying when you go, I think this is a bolter. Now, me and Cal being on the same page there is good for me. I like that in a big, big way. But, yeah, that was annoying that he kind of pinched my roughie there. Someone else that could be a roughie, I think some clubs might be a bit higher on Christian Moraes than others. Someone might be a bit higher on Tom Gross as a bit of a bolter. Maybe, taken before, say, a Jesse Detoli, for example, as that kind of half-forward type player. I don't think Tom Gross is going to start his career as a midfielder. I really don't. I know it depends on who takes him, but I'm just not sure that's the case. In terms of a bolter in this top 10, though, I don't think there's going to be too many here. All right, Matt, if you're still there, my great man, St Kilda, what are you hoping for? Give me a position that you're hoping the Saints take here, great man. Great man. We need to catch up for a beer as well. Matty boy, my goodness. I haven't seen you since I moved. It's been very busy. I know you have been as well, great man. But my God. Now, I wonder if the Saints are going to take their pick first and then bid, or just bid straight up. I think they're going to take their pick first. Personally? Elite in plenty of areas there. Contested posies, clearances, score involvements. I'm telling you, you look at that profile. It's Paddy Cripps. It just is. I really hope Murphy Reid slides so Essendon can trade back to get him. That would be an insane get for the Bombers. Murphy Reid at the Bombers would be a scary sight. I had him go on the West Coast. I am less confident that he is still going to be there at that spot. Where's my favourite place for a beer? So now that I'm in Gippsland, I don't really have a spot. Really? But in the Frankston area, Cheeky Squire was my place to go. Yeah, Matt, so you'll take Adrian Cole and potentially Lennox Hoffman later in the draft. Cole probably in the 30s, Hoffman early 40s. So I don't think you're going to take an academy player here. But just keep in mind, if you do take Alexander Taru, he should have been a Hawk. The fact that he was banned from Hawthorn's NGA Academy is bullshit. And I will not get over it. Naughty AFL. I also understand that under the way the rules are written, he shouldn't be a Hawk, but he was part of our NGA Academy and you stole him from us. So, naughty you. But Daz, you did also take Josh Battle and Tom Barris. So, banned is probably the wrong word, Colin. So, when Hawthorn applied for early access, they were denied because he was born in Brazil. And Brazil isn't an NGA Academy born. So because of where his father was born, he didn't qualify as a NGA player under the current NGA rules. So ban's probably the wrong word. I apologise for that. Levi Ashcroft has a great set of hair. And his brother looks like Prince Charming off Shrek 2. It's unnerving. Spitting image. All right. That's got nothing to do with anything. St Kilda, pick 8. Toby Travaglio went at pick 8. Love that. Rebounding defender, leadership qualities. I like it. I like it. So, Alexander Taru, you would think would go at pick 9. Or pick 11 probably, because I think St Kilda are going to double up here. But they'll love that. He and Nazaya Wanganeen Miller are down back. What a combination that is. By the way, how good's Nazaya Wanganeen Miller are, by the way? My man. Matt, I won't let you take him away from me. He's my man and you know it. If North trade back in with their future second for Noah Mraz in the 40s and Clancy Dennis with 62 and Ricky River Stevens, is Foss still a bad pick? Oh, by the way, Alex, I don't think Foss is a bad pick. I want to make that abundantly clear. I have no idea why you would trade your future second for a pick in the 40s. You could probably get away with a future third and maybe a future fourth for a pick in the 40s. But Mraz down back, I'm a fan. Dandenong Stingrays boy. Clancy Dennis, yeah, I could see why North might go with that. But yeah, rookie River Stevens, they're going to get, it looks like it. But yeah, Colin, seriously. Christian Moraes as well. Should have been a Hawk. Not allowed to be. Look, Matt, you can love whatever you like, my friend. But no, he's a star. He's a star. So the Hawks should be having Alexander Taru and Christian Moraes. And it looks like we'll get Cody Anderson. I'm not saying that's a bad consolation prize. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I want to make that abundantly clear. But Alexander Taru in a Hawthorn jumper would have been unbelievable. But the deft touch that Travaglia's got is awesome. And, you know, the things that you can't teach a player, footy IQ and instinct, he's got in spades. So his follow-up works really good as well, as they show the 1-2 that I was just about to refer to. So that's fantastic. Him taking it the length of the ground. So he can absolutely be a very, very good player. Ross is happy. He's half smiling, which for Ross is like telling him he's won the lottery, which they may have with this young man. Geez, I'm a big fan of the Talent League polo. I don't want one, but it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So overall, not a whole lot of surprise here. I am shocked they didn't go Taru. I don't think St Kilda are going to trade this pick now. So where the heck is the pick trade coming from? Way back. No, unfortunately, he won't be. No. Which sucks. Yeah, Ross is smiling, Matty. I knew you'd be happy for that. Cody Anderson is John Newcomb 2.0. Fair enough. Probably see him more as a Jimmy Warple type, but hey, look, happy to be wrong. Both of them, very good. Best and fairest winners. Who's to complain? I definitely will not be if that's how it turns out. And Taru, as we know, is a Hawthorn supporter. Yeah. Colin, this is revenge for the Luke Davies-Uniacke thing, isn't it? And you know what? It's justified. Great man. It is justified. I'll tell you what. I hope the Saints are trying to get a deal done here, because that is a very relaxed room for someone that's still on the clock. Could Taru slide to the West Coast pick? Look, I have my doubts. I think he wouldn't get past Melbourne here at pick 10. Personally. So probably not. But Murphy Reed, Xavier Lindsay, if either of those two end up at West Coast, they're ahead of the game so far. Any relation to Dean and Noah? Not that I know of. Oh, Griddio's here. Yo, Bjelty, Crowy's got their star boy. Yeah, they did. Absolutely, they did. All right, now we got some bids. Leo Lombard is going to be a Gold Coast player, as we know. 40, 41, 50, 40, 41, 48, 58. They get pick 58, 89, 94. Those two later picks don't mean jack, to be honest. But 58. Gold Coast apparently want to use one of those future firsts to get back into the draft. Apparently they are big into Bo Allen, which is really interesting considering they've got all of their draft players next year headed up by Bodie Hewlin's brother Zeke, who's just a freak talent. Freak talent. My goodness. Beers went flying. Feels good. Love it. Brilliant. Yeah, well, Matty, to be fair, Cal gets to cheat. Not cheat, but he's got the insight. All right. The rest of us are doing the best with what we've got, to be perfectly honest. But, hey, if you think about it, I got Lawler right. I got Draper right. Last month, I got Jagger right. Oh, am I going to keep receipts from you Carlton fans out there? Holy Moses. Did I cop it from Carlton fans? But anywho, not that I keep track. Harvey Langford, I got right. Smiley to Richmond, I didn't because of the trade. Fair enough. I didn't have Trevelyan to St Kilda, I don't think. Did I have Trevelyan to Richmond? I think I did. And I had Taru to North in that trade back, so that's obviously going to be wrong. So you know what? So far, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. If you take the last two mocks, which if you'll give me, Cal's got the insight, and I've got, not hindsight, I've got hopefully foresight on my side. In the last two mocks, I'm doing pretty well here. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm the best or perfect, because we know that's not true. But I'm like Linkin Park. I try so hard and got so far, but in the end, with Cal in the building, doesn't even matter. Although it does matter. But it doesn't matter. So Leo Lombard alongside Jakey Rogers at the half-forward spots next year, you would think. And boy, do they have a couple of excitement machines in there. Can clubs do a double bid? Absolutely they can, Bomber Boy. Absolutely they can, and they are expected to do so. I think Carlton did it with Liam Henry and the guy that went before Liam Henry. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, Carlton did it. Stephen Silvani did it. And then traded out of the pick, I believe. Isn't Bo Allen from the West? Yeah? Does that matter? Why are they so into him? They rate him highly. I think it could be as simple as that. But they're massively into him. So I suspect the Isaac Keiko bid will come in now. 2025, the drought gets broken. See you in September. Look, I like the Crows, but they burned me last year. So I am mad at them. Noah, if it was yellow, I'd really like it. Why is it red on a red jumper? It makes no sense. But you know what? The actual shape design, I kind of like it. On a white background, the red version looks good. But red on red is not okay. And I'm not a graphic artist, right? Clearly, as you can see by my thumbnails. Some are better than others, right? But I'm not a graphic artist. Red on red. The only thing that could be worse is if it was royal blue. Just make it yellow. That's not that difficult. I wouldn't have thought. I'm glad I got that off my chest. Thank you for allowing me to do that. All right. So now that the Saints are trying to make some deals done, what's a random question I can throw at you guys? All right. Let's, because again, we'll do this like last year. Do you guys do Palmer or Palmy? How do you spell it out for me? You hate them. Hey, how do you think I feel the last 5 years? Look, my overconfident Crom supporter. Here's the thing. I think I can rebrand you in 1 second. Just call yourself the underconfident Crom supporter. And you're golden. They can't disappoint you then. They simply cannot. One fix. We're going with it. All right, we're a Palmer crowd. You're guilty. Crow's logo looks good. As I said before, I think it's going to grow on me. I feel like by the end of the year, I'm going to love it. Riley went with the Palmy, Footy, Shuey, Palmy. Now, Crom, even if you think it's Palmy, mate, that's not spelled right. It has to be with an I, surely. But we're split here. I love how, because you get things like sport and politics that affect our lives so much that it causes genuine debate. The stupider the topic, the more I care about debating. It's so funny to me, just the amount of weird, random things that people will get like angry about or like debate about. It's great. Because for my day job, I train employment courses here in Gippsland, and the way I can get people riled up, or the easiest way to get them riled up, is give them the dumbest debate topic of all time and just watch them go. It's unbelievable. Crows logo, best in the league now. Okay. Sure. Look, I could join you by the end of the year. I really could. Bo Allen will want to go home after 2 years. Okay. Oh, here we go. St Kilda. Pick is in. Alexander Taru is a Saint. Thief. We were robbed right in front of me. He should be a Hawk. Holy Moses, he is a big boy. Like, I know he is from watching him. That's not the shock, but I don't know what it is about a polo shirt that makes tall people look taller. He's a tower. His mate's bloody tall too. Alexander Taru is a Saint. Jeez, that's a good get. The Flying Viking, as Carl Toomey calls him. So now Melbourne have got a big decision to make. Big decision. Harry Armstrong is still on the board. Murphy Reed, Xavier Lindsay is still on the board. Do they reach on Taj Houghton or Joe Berry to accompany Keziah Pickett? All options. They're definitely not going to go a key defender. I would find it highly unlikely. The bid for Keiko could come in at this point. Oh, there you go, Riley. We're on the same page there. Definitely could be. Can Richmond take one? Can Essendon take one of Richmond's picks? Yeah, they definitely could. I don't think Richmond want to trade out, though. They've got their 8, keep them strong, but you never know. You never know. Get Bo. Bo could work for the D's as well. They put plenty of work in him. Work with him, I should say, later on. Yeah, need the height. I agree. So he, Adrian Cole, Ari Schoenmaker. That's a pretty tall back unit alongside Cal Wilkie for the Saints moving forward. So there we go. We'll see him and Smiley in Hawks jumpers in about 2 to 3 years. I love it. I love the fact that the Hawks have been good effectively for 5 minutes. And now everyone's coming. I love it. I really do. I really, really do. Interesting. I mean, it is a pick on potential. I really do. I'm not suggesting that he doesn't have the talent, but a pick on upside. But the athleticism, the way he floats in the air. No to Allen. Well, I mean, he could start down back, move on to a wing. Depending on his role, he doesn't have to be a midfielder. But this is going to be really interesting what they do here, to be honest. I'm torn between Armstrong and Murphy Reed here for the D's. Oh, or Xavier Lindsay. I don't know why I didn't go with him there. But Alexander Taru there. Do the D's bid on Keiko? I think the Tigers will, definitely. But the top 10, done and dusted. Kai Burgoyne chances for Port or Hawks. Well, he's not going to Port. Port didn't take priority access on either of the Burgoyne boys, Kai or Rome, and didn't take on Montgomery or Franco either. So there you go. Sorry, I like Lindsay. That's okay. That's all good. Daz, have you ever cancelled a membership system for your channel similar? Oh, I've ever conceded a membership system for your channel similar to what other channels have. I did a Patreon back in the day. And I launched it way too early. Like way too early. But that was a good experience to see how that works. I wouldn't be comfortable launching a membership. I kind of think of the same thing with like merch and stuff like that as well. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that until I could put in some systems and a consistent schedule towards what members would get, because I don't care if something costs 50 cents or $50. A membership would never be $50, of course, but I don't care if it's 50 cents, $5 or $50 in this world. We need more value. We need more from our dollars. So have I thought about it? Look, it's definitely been a thought. I would be lying if I said it wasn't. But in terms of what I could consistently deliver that would make it worth it, I probably don't have those in place yet. But I appreciate your question. Mitchell, great question. Which club does everyone think has the best logo? Let's think off the top of my head. I am a fan of Collingwood's logo, I'm not going to lie. Or Melbourne's picks in. Let's come back to this question. Liam and I are on the same page here. Harry Armstrong, Xavier Lindsay, or Murphy Reid? I'm leaning towards Armstrong, to be honest. With Prick 11, Melbourne have taken. Xavier Lindsay is a demon. Wowza. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Earlier than I thought. Is he the first guy that I've gotten wrong by a few picks sliding? So I had Lindsay at pick 8, I think, and he's ended up at 11. It's a great fit. It's a great fit. Xavier Lindsay for the Ds. Awesome. Right, Richmond, back to back. Do they go Murphy Reid and Harry Armstrong? Do they go Job Shanahan over Armstrong? Do they take both and go 2 mids, 2 forwards, and then with their pick at around that 18 mark? 18 mark? Or a bit further than that? Might be a bit further than that. And then with their next pick, go a defender. Because you think there aren't too many now rebounding defenders. It was Trevallion who kind of had a monopoly on that market. And then from then on, you've got your Lockie Jacques of the world, Ollie Warburton. I feel like I'm forgetting a reasonably obvious one here. Harrison Oliver is the one that I'm forgetting as well. All of those are probably a little bit too early. So Richmond are definitely going to take a tall. Will it be Armstrong? Will it be Shanahan? Will the other one be Murphy Reid? When does the Keiko bid come in? My goodness, the storylines that are emerging here at the moment is extraordinary. I already feel like I'm talking too fast, so we're going to keep that down a touch. A touch. Hey, we got 50 live. Amazing. Thanks, guys. Wow. 50 of you listening to me ramble. AFL, if that doesn't tell you that your product may not be stimulating the people enough, I don't know what does. All right, let's go back to Mitchell's question. Yeah, they'll take at least one forward. Colin, I'm with you. Armstrong or Shanahan's going to be the real big question. Real big question. Teed bedroom tour. This isn't a bedroom. It's a bedroom, but it's not set up that way. But let's go back to Mitchell's question. Which club does everyone think has the best logo? I like Carlton's. I like Collingwood's. I like Brisbane's, to be honest. There's not too many, actually, I don't like, to be reasonable. But Carlton, Collingwood stand out for me. I mean, the Hawks, obviously. They're my team. Yeah, they're probably the standouts for mine. What about you guys, though? Chuck them in. Shanahan, for sure, will go in there. Nice. Key position defender and a key position forward. James, look, I don't mind the logic. The problem is which key defender are they going to take? Are they going to take Matt Whitlock here? That would be a hell of a reach. I like it. That's the kind of openness that we want. But wow. That is a big call. I think they're going to go, let's lock in a guess here. I reckon they're going to go Bo Allen and Job Shanahan. He's going to be my pick. Which means West Coast is still a chance for Murphy Reid, which would be a great pick by me, just quietly. And then Port, do they take Armstrong or Shanahan, whoever's left there? They could. Joe Berry's still an option for them. All right. Trav, biggest surprise so far, I think might be Taru at 10. Might be the big surprise at this point. Xavier Lindsay to Melbourne at 11 is a little bit of a surprise as well. But, yeah, they're probably the two standouts. I'm a little bit surprised Isaac Keiko hasn't been bid on yet. That's a little bit of a surprise. But, Mitch, the ones I don't like are the monograms, but Carlton's is an exception. Carlton's just slaps. It really does. So, 27 picks we are going to have tonight. We are already 11 in. Does it feel like it's going fast, slow, all of those kinds of things? Armstrong and Shanahan and bolster the Tigers forward line. I don't mind it. I really don't. I can 100% see the logic there, James. The amount that they love Bo Allen, though, is going to be really interesting. Now, this is going to tick down into the final minute. Surely they would know which two they're taking with this amount of time. All right, so I'm going to lock in. I am going to I don't know who to lock in. I think this is going to be Bo Allen, and they take a tall next. When's the Keiko bid coming? I think it's next. I think it's going to be after this pick. Or if not, West Coast will do it. All right, let's have a look. I think this is going to be Bo Allen. I think. Or Job. Or Harry. Whoa, Taj Houghton. Hell yeah. Now we go. Teed, there's your answer. Taj Houghton at 12 is an amazing pick. High half forward. I know it says midfielder on the screen for KO. Him, Seth Campbell, and Ryan Mansell. That is a good trio. Hell yeah. That's so good. And he would have been higher without the ACL. That's amazing. Murphy Reed is looking more and more like the West Coast pick. Joe Berry, I think, is going to end up at Freo. Port are going to get a tall forward. This is working out well for a lot of clubs. Taj Houghton's a star, a genuine star. I hope the ACL doesn't dog him. He did it early enough in the year that we might be able to see him after the first month or so. But raw talent, my God. West Coast are doomed. No, you're not. You're going to get Murphy Reed. What are you injured for? Or Joe Berry. No need to complain there. Both good players. Or Bo Allen, but I don't think they moved down for Bo Allen. But we've got some happiness. Yeah, it did surprise me. I love that. There we go. Everyone's mock draft's gone now. We're all out. Is Houghton a bolter? I don't think so. Again, without the ACL, he definitely would have been 6 to 8, I reckon, around that range, maybe even higher. But he was so unpredictable in terms of when do you take the guy that's done their ACL? You think of Brody Kemp, you think of Bailey Humphrey, these guys that did their ACLs and slid a little bit. I know pick 6 may not sound like a slide for Humphrey, but he could have been the number 1 pick in about April of his draft year. So, yeah, love that. The Keiko bid is late. It makes sense for Richmond to do it here, to be honest. All this does right now is benefit the Bombers and give them a lot of ammunition with next year's picks and whatever they've got left over to make more moves. I'm stunned that they're doing that. But what can you do? But Taj just got the crew there. I hope Ollie can get another chance. Injury-riddled start to his career. He speaks well, Taj, which is nice. Love that, love that, love that. They have to take it. If they take Bo Allen here, I'm not saying it's wrong, but are they that confident that Armstrong, Shanahan, or Jonty Fall are going to be there at their next pick? You wouldn't suspect West Coast take a tall forward. Port Adelaide will, I think, but I'm confident that they will. Freo won't, although Patrick Voss is your third tall. Is that going to be the go? I don't know. And then you've got the Giants who want to tall. I think they're into Jonty Fall in a big way. So this is going to be this next pick right now, especially the pick after a surprise. But the fact that Richmond have got back-to-back picks here is super interesting. If Shanahan or Armstrong slides, the Hawks must trade up. Surely, I would be. Do you think if the Bombers didn't trade their pick, someone would have bid on Keiko? Yes, I do, Mitch. Yep, they absolutely would have screwed them over. Or maybe they wouldn't have, but I believe they've still made the right call in terms of draft strategy for sure. For sure. Will be hard, though. I mean, you got pick 33. We've already got a future first and second tied to Carlton. So, look, you'd have to overpay. You really would. I don't think the Hawks would do it until the Freo pick looks to be the one that could be traded, or GWS's second pick. But with Houghton off the board, don't know whether Joe Berry is going to make it to the Giants. I don't know how much work they've put into Murphy Reed. So that's going to be interesting. Can the Hawks trade the future first and 33 to West Coast? Yes, they can, because they didn't get Carlton's first off them. So yes, they could, James. I don't think they will, but hypothetically, yes, they can. Yep. Because West Coast took Hawthorn's picks. Hawthorn being worse than West Coast next year is a big call. Richmond's already had 5 minutes. Unless they trade this pick, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? The rise of Taj. Absolutely. I don't really know any Taj jokes, to be honest. I've got Hotton jokes, you know. Does he shop at Hotton On? I am so ready to be a dad. All right, there's the bid for Keiko. Lovely, lovely. So there you go, Bombers fans. They get pick 60 back. They give up 33 and 34. So that works for them in a lovely, lovely way. So Isaac Keiko will be a Bomber. And I said it in my mock draft. I'm going to say it again. The Bombers fans who are going to celebrate the love and the arrogance that he is going to bring next year, who gave Hawthorn fans crap for how we loved Nick Watson, is going to be a beautiful piece of hypocrisy that I just cannot wait for. Yeah, Mitch, look, mate, my Hawks don't have a pick until, well, right now with all the picks absorbed, the Hawks don't have a pick until 36, I think it is now, with the 33 and 34 absorption. So it could be 34 now from memory. So I'm 21 picks away, and I'm getting frustrated at this. I don't know how your anxiety must be going, great man, but holy Moses. Crazy, crazy. So Taj Hotton to the Tigers. Isaac Keiko is a Bomber. Still retaining 50 people here. That's amazing. Thank you so much to everyone that is here. If you're not subscribed, guys, if you could go ahead and do that. I know, and I get people that message me all the time, Daz, it's really annoying when you ask us to do that, or we're sick of seeing the little thing pop up in videos. Look, I'm not trying to show off here, but in October, I had 64,000 channel views. And if you think if just a quarter of those people were subscribed, that 4K goes to 16, which would just be, stupendous. That's why I keep asking. It only takes a second. If you've got a Gmail email, you can subscribe. So if you can do that or get a mate too, that would be amazing. Apologies for the self-promotion. I'll probably do it one more time tonight, and then you won't have to hear it for a little while. So appreciate it. Keiko's a Bomber. Nato, I know you'll be happy with that. If you don't mind me asking, Nato, any relation to Jaden from the Calder Cannons? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, the Chefinator's in the house. Hank, the great man. It already sounds weird saying your name, but Jagger to the Blues. Absolutely. Unbelievable. The Rolling Stone himself. And I like the fact that they went like his parents went for an out there name, because let's be honest, and I can say this, my missus' last name is Smith. It is the most boring last name on the face of the planet. It used to be Johnson, but now it's Smith. I'm going boredom-wise. And I love Smithy, my man. I love my missus. But Smith is boring. Jagger, though, is an elite combination. Elite combo. So the way things are going, Hawkers will get their first pick on Boxing Day. Look, I'm okay with that. You're telling me that when Mitch Stark is running in, he gets Virat Kohli to just nibble a little bit outside fourth stump, because right now Virat couldn't kick a fat guy in a street fight, let alone hit the middle of his bat at the moment, although I watch him make 150 nil in Perth that I've said that. But he'll nick, second slip, Steve Smith will take a screamer, the Hawks will draft James Barrett. We'll be golden. I'm looking forward to Boxing Day. Was that the most over-explained thing ever? Probably. Thanks, Liam. Appreciate it, mate. I'm pumped for him. I am pumped for him. Isaac Keiko. Oh, lovely. The dad's converted. Isaac's dad's converted from Richmond to Essendon. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, here we go. Someone, don't share. I'm going to share, but not share their name. But someone in the know is telling me that a couple of picks are getting delayed. Pick delay is half being caused by Gold Coast making lots of phone calls. So they definitely want to. They definitely want to get in. So there you go. It's Gold Coast's fault, guys. Hawks to draft Scotty Boland. Yes, please. Build the man a statue. Love Howie. What a piece of commentary that was too. What a man. Scotty B. I don't know what it is about Victorians and not getting a long test career. Apart from Ryan Harris, if I could pick a quick bowler to have played 100 tests for Australia, Jimmy Pattinson would be second on that list. Ryan Harris first, Jimmy Pattinson second, and probably Will Pucovski third. Well, poor bugger with his concussions. But congrats to Isaac. Richmond next with their second pick. Bo Allen, Harry Armstrong, or Job Shanahan. I'm really leaning towards Bo or Job at this point, but just call me the Ed Sheeran song on his Divide album, because what do I know? So I've had a few people reach out. I clearly missed it. What's the Fox Footy thing? I understand you guys were being really complimentary and I appreciate that, but I've had 2 people now text me the same thing. Is this a real thing? Can someone fill me in on what's happening here? What's the Fox Footy analyst? My mic's gone haywire. My apologies. That must have sounded awful. I am so sorry. Dusty to come out of retirement at 33. The problem is he'll play like he's 33. I think he's 32 next year, but who will slide to the Giants pick now? Looks like it's going to be a tall. Joe Berry could get there, but I think Freo might pick him up. But I think at this point it's going to be Jonty Fall to the Giants, and then I think they're going to trade their second pick out. Or Harrison Oliver, and then they'll try and trade pick 21. I think. They're very into Harrison Oliver, and I don't blame them with how good he is by foot. Cameron, thoughts on Warner's commentary so far? Don't hate it. I do not like the way he spoke about Cameron Bancroft, though, that his chance might be behind him, because I think everyone on the planet was looking at Davey Warner and going, you're part of the reason why. But altogether, I don't hate it. Richmond's time's expired. What are we doing here? Oh, the pick is in, you think? All right, Bo, Job, or Harry? Or Murphy Reid. That would be weird. 4 midfielders in a row is... No, don't do that, Richmond. Don't do that. Harry, Job, or Bo? That is too many people in a draft room. Here we go. With pick 14, Richmond select Jonty Fall. They did go a tall. There you go. Not the tall I picked. But I like the bigger frame. Bigger body, bigger frame. I don't mind it at all. Job is lighter, so you're more athletic, tall. Jonty Fall's going to be your Tom Lynch replacement rather than your complementary piece. Don't mind that in the slightest. Do not mind that. Jonty Fall. Bolter is a little bit harsh. I have no idea who I had Jonty Fall going to. Do I have access to that? I want to see just how badly this is going for me. I know Carol Toomey's the wizard, but... Well, Nick Watson's the wizard, if you think about it that way. Here we go. I got the picks up here. So Lawler, I got right. Jagger, no. Levi, yes. Finn, no. Sid, yes. Harvey, yes. Taru, no. Lombard, yes. I'm giving myself that. Don't judge me. Xavier Lindsay went to Melbourne, didn't he? So I got that wrong. Got Armstrong wrong. Keiko, yeah. Bone, potentially. Murphy Reid, not selected yet. Shanahan to Port is still on. Still very much game on. You're guessing GWS aren't getting Jonty now? No, they're not. But you are going to get either Job Shanahan or Harry Armstrong. So no problem with that in the slightest. Joe Berry to Freo, still a chance. Houghton to the Giants, no. And then Oliver Hannaford, yeah. Marshall, well, definitely going to get Whitlock wrong. But yeah, I had Jonty Fall to the Tigers at 24. Here's a question, guys. Do I get a tick for that? I had Jonty Fall at 24, but he did go to the Tigers. Does that still count? Help me here. Please. Does it count? Help me. Half mark. That's not a yes nor a no. That's not a yes or a no. We need yeses and nos here, people. Make a point system. Oh, jeepers. Sydney are filthy now. They wanted Jonty. Yeah, they really did. They wanted Jonty to fall. Oh, my goodness. Overconfident Crom, I'll pay it. Thank you. Flip a coin. Who still has coins? You know what? I'm paying it. Right player, right club. I'll just pay it. Why would I deliberately give myself a no? 3 points correct pick and club, 2 points for a bid, 1 point right club, wrong pick. Not a bad system. Or is there a chance that I just get more points from it? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Although, to be fair, if you watch mock drafts expecting them to be perfect, even if it is Cal's, because he's wrong at the Taj Houghton pick, you're going to be disappointed. So, we watch them for the fun, as we like to say. I do them for the fun. Jonty falling. Tigers fan now, love it. But we're still a chance to get a few right in a row here. Murphy Reid to West Coast makes a lot of sense. Who else? Bo Allen's still on the board. Yeah, didn't really buy the top 10 bolter thing with Bo Allen, to be perfectly honest. Although I did have him at, I think, 12 to Richmond. So, look, they could still go for him. Do West Coast need Bo Allen? Because you're taking him for him. You're not taking him because he's Western Australian. Because this is my issue. And I agree with Xavier Ellis here in a massive way, is you don't take someone for where they live. You take them for what they bring. If you're a good enough club, they won't leave. Right? If you're good enough, you won't leave. Not enough of you will leave to cause an exodus. It is not like, right, when Brisbane had their exodus of Doherty and Elliot Yeo and these guys, Jack Redden, all of these guys that left, it's not like they did that when they were a contender, right? If you're good enough, interstate players won't leave. Bo Allen to the Eagles. I'm convincing myself they're taking Murphy Reid, to be honest. Well, they traded 16 and 45. Right, they want a tall. They want Joe Berry or a tall. Why would they? That's interesting because they did it with Josh Sin as well when West Coast took Campbell Chesser. So there's a nice little irony there. But another free pick for the Eagles. Don't mind that. They'll use that to probably either match a bid for Malachi Champion. 45 for one spot's a steal to get the guy you want. Like, that'll mean nothing to Port. That's fine. Job Shanahan to get the pick right, to get the club, or the player right, I should say. The player and club right. Come on. Job. Yeah, Job or Joe Berry. That is really cheap to move up. I'm with you. I really need to establish next year just how pissy little clubs will pay in their trades, because I overpay like a mother you know what. What do you mean now on the clock? It's 5 minutes. How did they not put their pick? Oh, gee. There is 12. That is why picks are taking so long. There are too many people in this room. My goodness. None of you told me about the time reset from trade is how it works, but that's annoying. Job Shanahan is way too far down that list for mine. Oh, the pick is in. Port did it quickly. You're guilty. Job Shanahan, come on. The pick is in. I know. Daz complaining a lot. Daz, Reese, call me whatever you want. I don't care. All right, here we go. Job or Joe. Make it start with J. Joe Berry. There you go. To all the Port fans, we don't need a small forward. We've got the two blokes we picked 2 years ago. Ha-ha. Joe Berry. Murphy Reid still on here. I like the fact that Port did that. Pick 45 to move up to guarantee. Like West Coast, I think have locked in Murphy Reid or Bo Allen here. But you never know. So I'll take that. I can't call it right for the November one, but I'm reasonably confident that's what I did for October. So if I can merge 2 mock drafts together, Noah, you're 100% right. It's very good. Knew it. I knew they were going to steal Berry. That's the way it goes sometimes. All right. Is it weird that I'm about to open my own video? I'm not going to play it. Don't stress. I'm not going to make you deal with more of my voice than you need to. But I wonder if Joe will play a high half forward or a closer to goal kind of role. Geez, he's good on both feet. But that number 9, you want to talk about Sammy Lawler as a number 4 type? Tell me in the number 9 he doesn't look like Robbie Gray. Yeah, Job Shanahan to the Giants looking more and more possible now. I don't think West Coast do it. Freo definitely don't. Freo really want Joe Bo Allen here. I would not be surprised if West Coast trade down one. Freo take Bo Allen. They might give up, pick 32? 17 and 32 to move up one spot to guarantee Bo. That might be the way to go. Future 1 and 33 with Freo if West Coast take Allen. I definitely think that's an option, for sure. And then if the Hawks took Job Shanahan, I'll be doing cartwheels in here. Where are the videos? There they are. My God, I did a lot of videos. My goodness. October. Yep, Sid Draper's there. Lovely. Keiko at pick 8. That's hilarious. Josh Smiley at pick 9. Nope. Lombard. Yep. Murphy Reid to St Kilda. Still stand by that. Taru to Melbourne. He went to St Kilda. Why was I about to celebrate? Luke Trainer to North. No. Job Shanahan to Richmond. No. Chevalier at 15. That was... Yep. Joe Berry to Port last month. I'll take it. That's a win for Daz. Shanahan or Armstrong to Giants and a future first for second pick. Yeah, potentially. Harry Armstrong has slipped. Surprised to see him on the board. I am too. Very much so. It's going to take a while for someone to catch the surprise I had with Ari Schoenmaker and Archie Roberts last year. But yeah, Armstrong's still on the board's really interesting, and I think he's going to end up at either the Giants or the Tigers, because I think the Tigers have got pick 20, the Daniel Rioli trade. I think that's right. Essendon should trade in for Armstrong. I love that as a pick. I do not mind that in the slightest. The Bombers should trade in for Armstrong. I like it. Especially if the Giants pick 19 is going to be the big one here, because if the Giants do take Job Shanahan, you're thinking Murphy Reid's going to be off the board, Bo Allen's going to be off the board. They've still got to pick a pick 21, which becomes 22 maybe. Hawks to trade in for Armstrong. I'd rather them trade in for Shanahan, but I don't mind it either way. I think North at the moment are the team to watch to trade in here for the key forward. If North offer up here their future first for this pick and maybe a future second to the Giants. So if North give up their future first next year, the Giants give up pick 18 or 19, or pick 19 it would be in this case. If they give up 19 in their future second and North take Armstrong. All right, picks in for the Eagles. We also need a better draft noise. The NFL one is brilliant. Genuinely brilliant. All right. Is it going to be Bo or is it going to be Murphy for the Eagles? The West Coast Eagles. Here we go. Bo Allen is an Eagle. It is Bobo. Interesting. Murphy Reid still on the board is... I don't know if the Giants... Would Freo take Murphy Reid here? Interesting. What the Freo... I would be... If I'm another club, if I'm North, if I'm Essendon, especially if I'm Hawthorn, if I'm Collingwood, get on the phone. I don't think Collingwood have got the assets because they'll need a first-round pick to match the Tommy McGuan bid next year with the new rule. Get on the phone. A genuine mid over someone that can play in the midfield. Mitch, I get that. That's pretty much why I went Murphy Reid over him in my latest mock, for pretty much that exact reason. What the hell do Freo do here? They've got some good midfield depth. I mean, Will Brodie and Nat Fyfe aren't really going to be there, so Murphy Reid could still be the go. But they had Cooper Simpson that they took last year. Freo to take Shanahan would be really interesting, but your athletic third tall, think of like a Gunston type maybe. That works, especially with Tracy's ability to get up the ground, Amos to play out of the square. That works. Bo Allen's a Freo supporter. He is, I think. Yeah. Yeah, doubts over his ball use. That number 12, big-bodied Tom Green's the player that comes to mind with that kind of comparisons. Yeah, Mitch, I agree. He's just happy to be in the AFL, I agree. And he doesn't have to move into state. So, look, if it's not his number one favourite option, it's his number two. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that in the slightest. All right, so if I've missed someone's comment, I apologise, but what's this Fox Footy and analyst thing? Can someone explain this to me? Because I don't know what's going on. I just thought you guys meant like instead of someone, but I keep seeing the word apply. So what's happening here? Is there a job going? What's going on? So Bo's chatting away. This now for me becomes the most intriguing pick in the draft. What Freo do here, what this will do for my future mock drafts in terms of pick trading and all those kinds of things, it's going to be really interesting. Mark McKenzie, please be on the phone right now. Yeah, I could not agree more. Pick 33 and our future first, and Carlton's future first, I should say. The Fox Footy Analyst is a competition to apply to be an on-air footy analyst. Oh, hell yeah. I'll be looking into that, my God. Don't really know how this physique would go on television, but if that's the reason they turn me down, that would be a little bit stupid, wouldn't it? But yeah, please do. Fox, I will be in touch. Thanks, James. I appreciate that. But yeah, I suspect there are going to be half a dozen clubs on the phone right now. So 2 picks for the Giants. The Bulldogs, looks like they're going to get a tall, at least one tall. The Bulldogs at pick 20 is going to be interesting. Ollie Hannaford's going to be the leading favourite, but there are still some good midfielders on the board. If Murphy Reid gets to the Bulldogs, that is a hell of a pick. Murphy Reid, pick 20. I mean, he got injured late in the year, but that's a hell of a slide for Murphy. My goodness. Might be the steal of the draft so far. Murphy Reid at this point. I like him a lot. Elliot Yeo being the comparison for Bo, which is interesting. I think Murphy would be gone if GWS picks both. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, Freo, pick is in. It's not a trade. I agree, though. It's either Shanahan or Murphy Reid this pick here. This is really interesting. Who is it? Job Murphy? With pick 17, the Fremantle Dockers. Murphy Reid is a Docker. That is a slide. Wow. Look, Peter, you're not wrong. But I'll clean myself up a bit. Right? I wouldn't. Look, I ain't going to rock up like this. All right? Professionalism. Daz has suits in the closets. Closet. I only have one. Jesus. But yeah, that's a hell of a slide. That is a great slide. That is a good pick for the Dockers. All right, the Giants. What the hell do the Giants... Well, I mean, the Giants take a tall. They must be celebrating hard. They have got a lot of power here. They have to take Shanahan or Armstrong here. Surely. What they do second is going to be really interesting. Do they take their guy, Harrison Oliver, or Ollie Hannaford? They could go early on him, Phoenix Gothard style. Both would be interesting. Might be a little bit over the top, potentially. I also think they introduced Justin Longmuir as John on the draft coverage, by the way, which is low-key hilarious. Only because I copped Rice for a lot of my primary school career. Career? Is it a career in primary school? Shanahan and Hannaford would be a GWS pick. I think we're all in agreement on Shanahan. We really are. He's got brilliant hands. Murphy does. That's a good finish on the screen, but I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, how did we get an hour and a half in and I haven't shared what I finalised today? So, for those of you that are here, all 46 of you at the moment, exclusive at Daz Talks Footy. So, one of the big frustrations that I had throughout this year is the AFL's really stingent way that you're not really allowed to use content. So it's really hard to use footage. And one of the things that I've really wanted to do on the channel, pretty much ever since I started it, was film breakdown, game breakdowns, those kinds of things. And today, looking through the fair use, all of those kinds of things and figuring out some ways to get around it, I did a trial video that no one will ever see. It's just a trial video. But around the parameters that I worked with, I chucked it into YouTube and there was no copyright infringement. So it looks like game breakdown and these kind of things can happen. So 2025 is going to be fucking massive on Daz Talks Footy next year, which I'm pumped for. James, Murphy Reid plays like Zach Butters. The missus just said minus all the fines, I hope. That's a great call. That is a great call, Jim. And, you know, Mrs. Gibb, if you're married, or James's better half. But yeah, things like game breakdown and more footage-based content will be coming. I am debating on, because there's so much Thursday night footy, doing more weekend content. So instead of the Monday, Wednesday, and then the weekend gets left alone, trying to do some weekend content as well. And then maybe doing a Tuesday video. So I've got more time to source the footage that I need, those kinds of things. So let me know, guys, if a video popped up over the weekend, maybe about the Thursday or the Friday game, would you be interested? Do you not care when videos go out? Let me know. You guys are now my focus group, just while we wait for the next pick. Over the weekend, if videos come out, would that be something that you're interested in? Can you let me know? That would be awesome. Even if it's just a simple yes or no, guys, you're not going to insult me. The more info I can get from you, the better. I hope GWS is on the phone. I hope GWS are on the phone with everyone at the moment. Riley, unfortunately, no, I'm not with Talking Hawks anymore, and I haven't for a little while. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit disappointed with the fact that I wasn't allowed to post that I was leaving. Like that kind of sucked. Didn't leave for nefarious reasons or anything like that. But to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with the 3 seasons of legitimately working my ass off, to be honest, with the guys, and they're fantastic guys, passionate about the Hawks, all of those fantastic things. I feel like the Hawks fan base embraced me in a really, really good way, and is something that I am massively appreciative of. And to not be able to just say a thank you on the Talking Hawks space was a little bit disappointing. I did it on my Twitter, but not on theirs, but I can't change that now. All right. Was that more a bigger explanation than you wanted, Riley? I don't know. Wanted Bo to see what he could become, given his obvious very high ceiling, but very happy with Lindsay. Yeah, I don't mind it, Anthony, at all. I get the Bo love. But Xavier Lindsay's going to be a very, very good player. So the Giants pick is in, but this is taking a while. A couple of you have said when your vids drop, thanks, Colin, appreciate it. Come on, Hawks, get on the phone. Weekend content would be good. Love that. All right, Giants. Job or Harry? Ollie Hannaford. There you go. I didn't call it first, but me and someone else. I'm going to find who it was. I think it might have been you, Morsrom. Who said it? Yeah, Shanahan and Hannaford would be a GWS pick. We're halfway there. Shanahan next, 100%. Has to be, surely. Yeah, unbelievable second half of the year that Ollie Hannaford had. Appreciate it, Riley. I appreciate you listening to that, as did everyone else. It's not so much about timing, it's about insightful content that I can pass off as my own to bore family and friends. Now, I don't know whether I should or not, Peter, but I feel like the word bore there is doing some lifting that I'm not sure if I want it to do lifting for, but I appreciate it. But content, especially footage-based content, is something that I've been really passionate about. So instead of saying something like, or for example, I'll give you a really good example here. A video that I did really early into the year, one that aged not that well, but I said why Brisbane and Adelaide's midfield so slow. They looked so slow at the start of the year and explained how they could turn it around. Instead of telling you, Brisbane's midfielders are getting killed post-stoppage, instead of just saying that to you and you going, oh, awesome, I'll keep an eye out for that. If I can show you a little bit how that works, because you look at all these shows, Footy Classified and Talking Footy and all these kinds of things, because they've got so many things to cover in a day or in a show or something like that, you're only really getting one or two pieces of footage. You think of the Kane Corns segment on Footy Classified, close checking. So he's only doing 3 pieces of footage for one weekend, whereas if I'm doing a specific team breakdown or something like that, I think having the footage to show it off and sort of expand on that is something that I really want to see. And when I think of content creators like Rusty Buckets for the NBA, Alex Hoops for the NBA as well, that those guys are able to do that as well, I want to be able to do that. So that would be really cool and something that I'm looking forward to jumping in here. But because we've got Thursday and Friday night footy, if there's something really intriguing or something that I want to break down from the Thursday or Friday game, being able to push that out and not wait until Monday when we might have forgotten about it a little bit might be a little bit more beneficial. So that's the reasoning there. But you guys are putting in more comments, so I'll shut up now. Yeah, Shanahan next. Do the Giants trade now? I highly doubt it. Now, but the other thing that Ollie Hannaford does here is it makes the Bulldogs pick real interesting. Real interesting, because they could look at Luke Traynor. Sydney are into him as well. Considering they took Taj Houghton, you might think they go Matt Whitlock here to shore up that key. So they come out of the draft with their 2 midfielders, their high half forward / midfielder in Taj Houghton, key forward, key back. That works because Harrison Oliver is still on the board. Do you want to get a halfback flanker? But I think there's going to be more of those at the back end of the draft if they're interested. So that's going to be really interesting. I don't think the Giants trade this at all, and I think they go get Joe Shanahan. Don't mind too much when content is lovely. Really like the pick. Fantastic. Mitch, if I could take any current player to join the Hawks and help their premiership tilt, who are you taking? Jesse Hogan, because Mitch Lewis is going to be out for the majority of the year. Charlie Curnow would be pretty handy. But based on last year's form, I would be taking Jesse Hogan in a heartbeat. I think that gorilla up forward to help complement Mabior Chol and Cole Shadir is the last piece of the puzzle because the Hawks have already got Battle and Barras. I think the Hawks, Hawthorn along with Collingwood, are going to throw stupidly high amounts of money at Ben King. Will we get him? I have no idea, but I think that's going to be the hope. Dogs take Hines. Gotta hope so, because that would be a tick for me. All right. Here we go. Giants back-to-back. Job Shanahan or Harry Armstrong. Surely it's Hall. Harry Oliver at 19. Oh, okay. Richmond have got beautiful ball user, Harrison Oliver. Beautiful ball user. I've got nothing wrong with the pick at all. Shanahan Armstrong still on the board is incredible. The Bulldogs don't need a tall forward either. Richmond are going to come out of this draft with 2 talls. With 2 tall forwards and Taj Houghton. And they might end up with Luke Traynor at 20. They could holy crap, they could end up with Job Shanahan or Harry Armstrong here and then go Luke Traynor if Sydney don't. Wow. Sydney could end up with Shanahan too if the Tigers go Armstrong. Wow. You said Hogan too. I love that. Benny Boy, yeah, Xavier Lindsay's going to be a good player, mate. I like it. Fair answer. I thought you might pick a key forward. Well, Mitch, you're a West Coast fan. I'll ask you the same question, mate. If you could take any player and slot them in at the Eagles, who would it be? Harry Oliver. Said Oliver would go early. Hawks must trade up. The amount of... Yeah, good for the Hawks as well. Armstrong's still there being interesting. There's some... Yeah, good for the Hawks. I mean, It is, but it isn't, because Sydney need one, Richmond need one, at least. Port Adelaide took Joe Berry, so that you'd think they would want to take one with their picks in the 20s as well. So that's going to be interesting. Tigers surely take Shanahan, given they've taken Jonty. I agree. Now, Noah, just because the picks aren't going in doesn't mean that the Hawks aren't on the phone. Clubs could just be saying no. Maybe given Armstrong and Shanahan slide GWS feel they could get Jack Whitlock. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I don't think his archetype suits them. I mean, you could look at it as he's one of the more athletic of the three. I still think Joe Shanahan's got him as terms of an aerobic athlete at this point. But in terms of small forward, because Toby Green's getting older and they actually need someone to nip at the heels and a really good ball user off half back, I mean, they've hit that out of the park, the Giants. So they're going beautifully. So we still got, jeepers, we've still got 8 picks. 8 picks. It's 9 o'clock. I've got things to do tomorrow, people. Could the Tigers try and take the Whitlock twins? They definitely could. The interesting thing is, though, is that I think if they take one at 21, Sydney would take the other, and then they would go Luke Traynor. That is not a bad thing in the slightest. You are playing a dangerous game there, though. I think what Richmond would hope for is that they would be the last pick of the first round and then the first pick of the second. That would be their ideal situation. Now, for the life of me, I think it's the Giants at 24. No, Sydney at 24. Oh, it's one of them. But Richmond, Sydney, Richmond, GWS, Sydney, Richmond is the way that this is going to end. So that's a little bit boring, but we'll see. I think Jesse Detoli is going to be the guy. I do. I think that small forward. If Richmond had to take a Whitlock brother now, which one do I take? I take Matt. I know that is an unpopular opinion, but the positional versatility, if they think he's a forward, great, but he can play down back. I think Richmond are also a chance to take Alex Dodson in this first round as well, but which Whitlock am I taking first? If I'm the Tigers, I'm taking Matt. Might be unpopular, but that's what I think. Has anyone got anything interesting going on for the weekend? I'm going on a 3-day comedy cruise over the weekend, which is why my draft reaction might be out a little bit later, because if it's not, I would have to record it tomorrow night after this, which would be nuts. I'll probably still do it, though. So Hines to the Dogs here. The countdown's on. They look reasonably busy. Could a trade be coming here? The Bombers could be trading up. Working, eh? Cruise to where? No idea. It's a comedy cruise, so we don't get off the boat. Your weekend's boring, working on your own mock draft for December. Love it, Liam. AFLW draft. The Hawks, how good. Losing to Port in the final. That's the way we roll it. Waverley at the moment. Oh, Riley, beautiful, mate. Congratulations. That's huge. Amazing, amazing. Dogs pick is in. Cooper Hines to the Doggies. That's one for Daz. Harrison Oliver to the Giants is also a tick for me. I got that right. I did say Cooper to the Dogs, didn't I? Later on. Oh, I had him at the Giants. I had Cooper Hines to the Dogs in the other draft, I think. Yeah, because I had the Dogs taking Hamish Davis in this one. Oh, no. But that's all right. It's a great pick. Great pick. Really solidly built. Yeah, he can work on his tank. He and Riley Sanders as a new age midfield once Adam Treloar and Tom Liberatore retire. That's going to be a scary prospect. It really is. Which we love. Sam Marshall bid here might be coming in a little bit as well, just quietly. So I had Jesse Detoli to the Swans. Could Shanahan and Armstrong make it to the Giants' third pick? One of them definitely could. Unless it goes Shanahan, Armstrong, and then Richmond take Luke Traynor. But they might. Right. Lee Montagna, Joey, the Greek Wombat, as he's known as on Triple M, took everything I just said about Cooper Hines and repeated it. In a post-Adam Treloar, Tom Liberatore world, and now that Jimmy Harms and Marcus Bontempelli are 30, they need to look at a new midfield with Riley Sanders. Thanks, Joey. Didn't realise you were watching the stream, but I appreciate it. Does Jasper Scaife can be your monster at full forward? I don't know if he's a monster, though. Bendo. I don't know if he's got that monster build, but hey, happy to be wrong, and I hope we see him next year. I really do. In the preparation for a life without Mitch Lewis for the first 12 to 14 weeks. Because he said on Triple M or SEN, one of those, last year, that is not expected until like the bye period of the year after. Really interested to see who will have the better career between Langford and Hines. Oh, there you go. I like them both, to be honest. What gem are Geelong going to pick up? Oh, look, at this rate, they'll probably get Harry Armstrong at this point to just replace Tom Hawkins and partner Shannon Neal at this point. That's probably what Geelong are going to do, Magnus. I think Lockie Jacques is a big chance at Geelong's first pick. Xavier Avisic, a couple of local boys, the Geelong Falcons there. Hamish Davis, if he's still there, would be a great get, although I doubt that he gets to that point. So you never know. But they're definitely going to get someone good. I don't know if they're going to go a midfielder now with Holmes. Dangerfield signed the 2-year. They've still got Dry Clark, Mitch Nevitt, these guys on the list. Tom Atkins rolled through there late last year. Tommy Stewart rolled through there. I actually don't know if Geelong are going to go down the midfielder path. James Barrett, if he's still there, would be a good pickup. Josh Murphy is a real chance. Bailey McKenzie would be a real chance for the Cats, tall forward, if they go down that path. The only position I'm really confident they don't need is a small forward. That's pretty much what I can tell you significantly about the Cats at this point. Hopefully a ruck. Well, you took Mitch Edwards last year, and I could not be a bigger fan if I tried. And Toby Conway is going to be one of the breakout players of next year, just quietly. Just Acidity, the great one himself. Who is still on the board that would be the best fit and likely available for Hawthorn's first pick? I'm still a big James Barrett fan. I know I had him in the mock draft there, but in terms of who's left, Christian Moraes, the Hawks have seen up close and well, or up close, I should say, and have tracked him well, I should say, in that regard. So them two are probably the favourites at this point. I would love Hawthorn to trade up for Job Shanahan. I really would. Abs, again, we don't know if the Hawks are just getting rejected. We don't know if they're on the phone or not, so we'll just have to wait and see. Because you've got to remember, it's not like the Hawks are being robbed by other teams. Trade swaps aren't happening. And that also means there's not going to be too many happening in my mock draft next year, just quietly. But if West Coast and Port have back-to-back picks, they'll probably do that. But Richmond, the pick is in. Surely they take Armstrong here or Shanahan. Surely. Or Dodson, of course. I mean, it has to be a tall. Armstrong here, surely. Surely. Or Shanahan. There's a chance, but it has to be a tall forward, you'd think. You'd think. It could be Alex Dodson. I'd be surprised if it was, though. Luke Traynor to the Tigers. There you go. So they're pretty... Well, Richmond now know that they're going to get a key forward no matter what, and they take Traynor off Sydney. That makes sense. That actually makes perfect sense. Love it. I'm a Luke Traynor fan. That is a very good pickup for sure. He's not a key defender, though. Yeah, the Giants are definitely going to take a toll, you'd think. But as far as Luke Traynor is Jordan Ridley. Jordan Ridley ain't a key defender either. I don't like the fact he's got key defender next to him. Intercept. How can he be a penetrating kick, but you're questioning his decision-making? How does that work? Sorry, for those of you that aren't watching on KO, it's got like a... Are you serious? Plays like Jordan Ridley. Fox, please get me on because you're just stealing me content at this point. Anywho, enough of the overreacting, Daz. I have no idea what I was about to say. How good am I going? But yeah, Jordan Ridley's not a key defender either. So if he plays like Jordan Ridley, how is he just say? Yeah, he does a good job of executing bad ideas. Yeah, that's fair. That might be a way, but how are you a great kick, but you're a bad decision maker? That doesn't make sense, right? Do the Swans trade out 25? No way, in my opinion. Nah, they're going to get a tall and Jesse Detoli, probably. I would not be trading out of that for sure. Half of the picks weren't even invited. Well, for some stupid reason, only 20 kids got invited to day one. And there's going to be 27 selections. So that's pretty nuts. I love how shocked Luke Traynor is. Yeah, oh, there you go, Mitch. We're on the same page there. Fair enough. But, yeah, thanks acidity, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, elite disposals, elite, meters gained because of course he does. My goodness me. Marks, yeah, fantastic. Love it. Intercept marks, intercept possessions. Lovely. Fantastic. So, the Swans. If they wanted Jonty Fall, so if they wanted that bigger body, they definitely go Armstrong. It's the Swans, so this will be a bid, right? Could be a bid for Sam Marshall, to be honest, which would be a very Sydney thing to do. Oh, Luke Trainor's granddad. Brilliant. Magnus, a little bit late. Don't stress about that. Do you think West Coast trading out pick 3 made up for picking Bo Allen? Maybe. I think you've got to add now that West Coast, do you look at it as West Coast traded Jagger Smith for Liam Baker and Bo Allen? Is that the way? And is that the way that it looks? Oh, and Matty Owies. So they traded Jagger Smith for Bo Allen, Matt Owies, and Liam Baker. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But if I'm a West Coast fan, I'm not disappointed so far. If Matty Owies has a good year, we'll never know. The unfortunate bit is that if Jagger gets off to a really good start in his career, it's going to hurt. Noah, Sydney are going to take Armstrong here. I've read the script. It makes sense. The fact that Richmond... what's Richmond's draft going to look like now? They're going to get Sam Lawler. Who'd they take next? Smiley? Josh Smiley. Taj Houghton. Jonty Fall. And now Luke Traynor. Ooh. Wow. I think the Eagles should have taken Draper at 3. I agree, over Jagger, I agree. But again, because that's who Carlton picked, that's kind of the way that you look at these things. Well, that's the way that I do. I could be wrong. Sydney don't need key forwards. Did you watch... Oh, Abs, I think you're saying that so the Hawks pick one up. I was going to be like, jeepers, did you watch the grand final? Shane, I'll get to yours in a second, but Sydney are going to pick Harry Armstrong here, and we'll be able to move on pretty quickly. Jesse Detoli at 22. Why does no one want a tall forward? I mean, I still get it right. Go me, but... We're allergic to tall forwards in this competition? What is going wrong script? Jesse Detoli. Wow. Fair enough. Just lost Constantine to North. Papley playing a bit more midfield. Look, I think I'm just giving you everything that I did in my mock draft here, so that's okay. But it'll be a good deep threat for the Swannies. WWE style script tonight. Job and Harry Slidings. Yeah, crazy. How many picks does tonight go through? 27, Magnus. So you take the original 18. You've then got the 2 picks, which are... Oh, what were they? Sydney got 1 and Gold Coast got the other. In the trades, with North Melbourne. Was it Gold Coast who got the other one? Yes, it was. Yeah, so Sydney and Gold Coast did that, so that's fine. So that makes it 20, plus the 4 bids, which make it 24, plus the free agency compensation for Cumming, Perryman, and Josh Battle for St Kilda, who moved up a little bit. So 27 in total. Yeah, Perryman, Cumming. Yeah. All right. Was on the same table as Doug Wade. Oh, wow. Geelong and North Melbourne legend. 1,000 goals. And when I said this to my work colleagues, they said, "Who's Doug Wade?" I nearly quit on the spot. I don't blame you, Shane. This is why I work from home most of the time, because it does my head in. Liam Duggan came into my workplace a few years ago. Oh, cool. And I told my co-workers and none of them knew him. Yeah, but is that big of a deal? It's Liam Duggan. Disappointing because I live in Wild Lake. Sorry, Mitch. Read the whole thing, Daz. Yeah, that's not good enough. That's not right. That's not right. Oh, there you go. Got 2 Giles in the house tonight. Lovely. And we've hit the 2-hour mark, guys. I really appreciate everyone that has stuck around so far. I haven't really given you a whole lot of topics here. I apologise, talking topics-wise. Actually, let me throw this at you, right? Because the missus is a big reality TV fan, right? And I've got to be honest with you guys. If I'm editing, sitting on the couch or whatever, it's good for the background because I don't really get to judge how stupid they are, but I don't mind it. However, it's probably not a guilty pleasure of mine. If you have a guilty pleasure TV show or a movie, can you put it in the chat for me? Because I need to get more media options in my repertoire. So drop them in the chat for me as well. Guilty pleasure movie or TV show. I want all of the answers going there. It could be 28 if Sam Marshall gets bid on. That's definitely possible. Oh, no, it will be 27 if Marshall is bid on. You're 100% right. My apologies. But any guilty pleasure movies or TV shows, guys, chuck them in there for me. Or if you've just got a recommendation, I'll take that as well. Murphy Reed, a good pickup for Freo. No question mark about it, my friend. You should be chucking it with an exclamation point because holy moly, he will be. All right, pick is in for the Tigers. And Bomber Boy, unfortunately, I agree with you. I mean, if it's not Harry Armstrong, it's a Whitlock, isn't it? You'd think. Like, this has to be a tall. It's probably not going to be Matt Whitlock. Jack, Harry, or Job. Harry Armstrong is a Tiger. You're guilty. There you go. Best show ever is Cobra Kai. Now, Bendo, are you going to hate me if I tell you that I haven't seen The Karate Kid? Are you going to kill me for that? I hope you don't. Don't you think Murphy Reed and Erasmus are too similar? Maybe. But if they're both your half forwards, and then you've got Shea Bolton who rotates through there, I think the forward half of the ground is where they just need to go after, and they've been able to do that now with Shea and Murphy, so I've got no problem with that at all, to be honest. Hurry up. Richmond, I know 8 picks, Richmond were going to dominate the draft, but my goodness gracious me, they've done well here. Yeah, I think Shanahan does go to the Giants here. I think what Sydney do then is going to be really interesting because they probably do take a Whitlock. They probably take Jack, to be fair. Yeah, wax on, wax off. Yeah, no, it wasn't a part of my childhood. The Karate Kid. Reed is a full-time half forward. No, I think eventually he'll grow into a midfield role. To be honest, if you think of like guys like Jaeger O'Meara, Will Brodie, Nat Fyfe, they're not going to be there over the next few years. So, if he and Neil Erasmus can play a somewhat midfield style role, that could be the go. But Freo aren't wanting a lot in terms of their list, so we'll see. But the Giants here, I think the Giants are going to take Job Shanahan. I think Sydney could look to trade this pick, to be honest. And I think it would be in Richmond's best interest to take both Whitlocks here. And then the question is now, who the hell drafts Alex Dodson? It's not going to be the Giants. They've got Logan Smith. No one else really need a ruckman. Adelaide need a ruckman, but how the hell are they going to trade back into this draft? I could not agree with you more. Abs. Magnus, quick question. Do you mean the TV show or the movies? Because I've seen the Tom Cruise movies. The first one was excellent. The second one, have not seen the TV show. I do want to watch it, though. So if it's the TV show and you recommend it, Magnus, I'll definitely get a hold of it in a week or so. The TV series. Awesome. I will check it out. I'm pumped for it. The only downside to watching new stuff is that usually my time in the day to sit down and watch TV is to edit, and can't really edit when you're watching a new show. So that might be difficult, but we'll see how we go. No, well, Magnus, to be fair, I agree with you, but I did not have the attachment to the Reacher books when I watched it. So I didn't have that, it shouldn't be Tom Cruise thing. I just found it an enjoyable time. Colin, come on, my friend. I've seen all 4 of them and they're fantastic. Guilty pleasure shows, movies. Groundhog Day, fantastic. MASH. My nan was a big MASH fan. I'm not saying anything about you there, Shane, but that's where we're at. Babylon 5, The Last of Us. Watched a little bit of The Last of Us. I think it was just one of those things that I stopped for no particular reason. I just didn't go back to it for any reason. Final Space animated. Oh, there you go. Oh, Mitch, took this long to figure out that Harry Armstrong got picked. Yeah, welcome to the party. We were shocked too. I got that wrong by 17 picks. So I'm feeling great. Oh, I might need to give the mustache a trim there. Holy Moses. Yeah, look, Colin, contrary to everything you kind of know about a nerdy persona of mine, Star Trek, haven't seen any of it. No idea if I'll like it or not. I grew up on the Star Wars prequels, but the sequels I watched once. And the original trilogy I've watched a few times. But again, nothing that makes me go, oh, yeah, it's time to watch Star Wars. Like, my favourite Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith. So whatever you think about me from that, you're correct. Just that's fair. Shano, you're only as old as you feel, mate. So that makes me 73. Guilty pleasure show for you is Scrubs. Scrubs is fantastic. To be honest, Daz, I don't think he'd get ribbed for being off as bad as Toomey still does for North taking Phillips. I'm confused. Did he get that wrong? I thought Cal got that right. Mitch, update me on what you mean by that, because I'd love to know. Riley, good doctor. Now you're not the only one that has told me this. My mother has been pestering me about watching The Good Doctor forever. So maybe with you and her can smush together. Yeah, James. Okay, yeah, Scrubs is amazing. The last season of Scrubs. It's not actually Scrubs. It's just Scrub, to be honest. Guilty pleasure Below Deck. Cameron, I am with you. Yes, Below Deck is so trashy. It's so good. I don't know why I'm that passionate about it, but that's how we go. Oh, you're a nurse, Riley. That's fantastic. I love that. More from House. House is goddamn awesome. I only have one gripe with House. I'm going to tell you what it is when we find out who GWS pick. I have one gripe with House. Other than that, I love it. I love it so much. House is so good. Yeah, good doctor with the challenges of autism and really respectful. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. All right, hang on. Giants first. More TV talk in a second. Job Shanahan. Whoa! There's a shock. Holy Moses. Cody Angove. Wow, wow, wow. North Melbourne are going to be really annoyed. I had it on really good authority that North were stashing Cody away for a much later pick than this. Wow. I need to get a hold of my contact at North. I need to know how they're feeling about that because they wanted to take Cody last. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is amazing. Good on you, Cody. Tell you what, if you can get a Grind Myers type at 24, that's a steal. I'm pretty sure he had North taking Logan McDonald and they reached for Phillips, which made his mock draft fall apart. Yeah, that's... Look, again, nothing against Logan, nothing against Will, but Logan McDonald and Nick Larkey for the next 6 years would have been crazy. So small forward, Cody Angove. Who? For a second there, I thought he was going to say Cody Anderson, rank 58. Who are you? Where you come from? Yes, GWS have a lot of small forwards. Now they do. Ollie Hannaford, Cody Angove, Phoenix Gothard. I feel like I'm missing one that's really obvious. Toby Green, I'm not counting as a small forward, or Brent Daniels, because high half forward, and then Toby's kind of your hybrid. Am I missing a really obvious one? I could be. Oh, he still hears about how far off his pick was. Okay, yep. I'm with you now, Mitch. I'm with you now. Yep. Alrighty. Sydney could still take Shanahan here, by the way. Dottoli and Shanahan's a pretty good yet. So anyway, Jasper Alger a chance for the Jasper Alger a chance. Probably not for the Swans because they took Dottoli, but could be a chance for the Tigers if that's what they wanted to go down. But anyway, my one gripe with House is it's 8 seasons long, I think. And all of them are above a 7.5 out of 10 for me. All of them are. My one gripe with House, though, is season 1 is the best, in my opinion. So every time I do a watch through, especially of the episode late in season 1, where House teaches a class and talks about the 3 patients simultaneously, 3-something the episode's called. That, for me, is pinnacle perfect medical drama and is one of the best episodes of TV, in my opinion. And I know that from there, the show is still great, but it's never that great again, in my opinion. That's my gripe with House. Anyway, men behaving badly. I've heard good things about that. Bottom, the young ones, haven't heard of those. Shano, but I appreciate the shout out. SEAL Team is good if you like military war shows. Not usually my thing. Sydney have bid on Sam Marshall here, guys, so they'll give up pick 43, 44, get 57 back, which for pick 25 is a joke. But we'll move on because this TV conversation is getting riveting. Have I seen The Wire? Yes, I have. Have I finished The Wire? No, I have not. Sydney take Matt Whitlock. I feel like they might like his key defensive capabilities. I like the pick. I like it as well. Shanahan to Richmond here would be disgusting. Shanahan and Alex Dodson here would be extraordinary. The Lincoln Lawyer TV series is decent. Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Is it a good idea to share the debates I have with my missus with a live audience? Well, considering that we are at 9:30 and there's 40 of you here, yes. Yes is the answer. So, which one's better? Coke Zero or Pepsi Max? Help me. Okay. Guilty pleasure is the fact that you like anime. Nothing wrong with that. Do it, Daz. All right, James, I will. If you know which streaming service has it, hook me up. Is the yes for Sam Marshall? Is the yes for Coke Zero? I'm very confused because I did say or. So Noah, Abs, help me out. That's just the incorrect. I didn't know you could get that question wrong, Liam, but you have. It needs to be one of them. That's the point of a poll. This is not the US election, in which case voting for either of them makes me feel yucky in my tum-tum. Pepsi Max, Coke Zero, Pepsi Max easily, Pepsi Max, Coke Zero. No, it was for the debate. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I'm a Pepsi Max fan, for me, personally. They should be sponsoring me, to be honest. That's how much I drink Pepsi Max. I say that like it's disgusting, but to be fair, I used to have a pretty bad soft drink addiction in terms of full sugar. Welcome to the reason why I was very, very, very fat for a long time. I'm still a big guy, but I'm not nearly as big as I used to be. So we're good in that department. Am I going to go into the details of why? Probably not. Coke no sugar tastes too watered down. I agree with you. Neither, TBH, but if I'm having Jack Daniels or Jim Beam, I'm not mixing it with Pepsi, so Coke, I guess. Dude, I have Jack Daniels. Oh, I don't have Jack Daniels with Pepsi Max. I have Jim Beam with Pepsi Max. Absolutely, I do. Shane, that is actually the incorrect answer. If I wanted cough medicine, I would drink the one the pharmacy gives me, and that tastes gross too. Great, man. Cherry flavored things are good. Cherry syrup is just not for Daz. Yeah, no. Not for me. Drop 30 kilos for dropping sugary soft drinks. Nice, man. Nice. It was, yeah, because I worked as a chef for 6 years and worked a lot of dinner shifts. And as you guys can probably figure out, the only real places that are open to eat at that time are like McDonald's and all that. And I was still living with my parents. So cooking when I got home became too hard. And yeah, got into an extremely toxic relationship with food that kind of continues to this day and are things that I'm still working on. But the soft drink was the killer, especially when I broke my foot in 2019. So the 2019 Ashes, when Ben Stokes was smacking us at Headingley, Daz was on his couch, easily drinking 6 litres of full sugar Coke. Oh, no, not 6, sorry, 4, because it was the old 1.25 litre bottles. I would be drinking 4 of those 1.25 litres, so 5 a day, easily. And not even like Coca-Cola, like the off-brand 99-cent stuff. It was bad. 100% it was bad. It was awful. And the thought of it now is disgusting. But that's sort of where I was at. Sugar was my vice. Working in professional kitchens. I don't do drugs. I don't really drink that much. And I was an apprentice at 16. But yeah, that's kind of what happened. Anyway, enough about me. Brisbane's going to match. Sydney are going to take another 5 minutes to do their pick. But yeah, that's effectively what happened there. And so I remember after I broke my foot, or broke my ankle, but 5 bones in total, you got to go through from there occupational therapy because I still had a job at that point in time. They got to do your height, your weight, and all those kind of things. So for those of you that don't know, I am 189 centimeters tall. For those of you that can do the math, I want you to take that amount of centimeters and I want you to minus 13, which is also my birthday. I'm the 13th of March kid. All right? So you can take my height minus 13. That was, in 2019, that was my weight. Yes, abs, correct. Massive. I don't know whether that was for me, but yeah. But yeah, I even now sometimes can remember I was at Cranbourne at the time and I stood on that scale and holy shit. Life flipped pretty quickly on its head. Yeah. Trust me, some ice cold vanilla Coke Zero hits different. Try it. Abs, my missus is very firmly in this camp. She tells me the same thing always. I've tried the sugar vanilla Coke a long time ago and I did not like it. Maybe sugar free is better. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, but she's insisting that I do that. And my next door neighbor drinks milk with ice, which is disgusting. So we've all got weird habits. Magnus, I'm not particularly sure yet because I'm not good at Supercoach because my discipline throughout the year is not great in terms of my Supercoach team. So, like, I think of it at the moment in NFL Supercoach, out of 4,000 teams, I'm in the top 150. But that's going to change this week because I went too hard too early and the buys this week are going to kill me. I don't think I'm good enough at Supercoach to justify you investing your time into my content when I don't believe I can be of sufficient help. I hope that answers your question well enough. But you could say I take it too seriously. I would agree with you. Let's go back to the footy talk. Wonder how Cody Angove is feeling. I hope brilliantly. I hope Sydney are taking this freaking long because they're trading this pick. But yeah, it really would be an insane feeling. I hope he's killing it. Bendo, 100% Pepsi Max, but big weight gain around the stomach from the sweetness. Fair enough. Relatable. Oh, these weight loss stories are awesome, guys. Awesome. Dropped 34. Congratulations. What was sometimes 8 cans of Coke a day? Yeah, man, really, it's and when you figure out just how much it is, it can get out of hand really quick. Yeah, at least you're at a healthy weight now, Mitch. That's awesome, mate. It really is. I'm extremely happy for you, mate. I hope that you are as healthy and happy as you can be, my friend. James Cranbourne, local boy. Yeah, grew up in Narre, Warren, as you can probably guess. Was living in Cranbourne at that time. I've lived in Frankston, and then I moved to Gippsland. So I was born in Dandenong, grew up in Narre Warren South, and then lived in Cranbourne for a period of time. I really did hit the southeastern shithole trifecta there, didn't I? Holy Moses. Milk with ice is a crime. Yes, it is, Riley. Thank you. And next time I see Sheila, I'm going to tell her you think so. All right, the Swannies. Just take Job Shanahan or Jack Whitlock or Matt Whitlock or Jack Whitlock or someone and keep on keeping on. We've only got a couple of picks left. Let's see. James, you still a chef? No, I'm not. Thank God. My last day of being a chef, I was prepping the 2020 Grand Prix when it was cancelled. And the last meal I cooked for someone was for the head of Mercedes. Had no idea who he was. He acted like I should know. Not a clue. Not an F1 guy. But that was a really interesting last day. So that first lockdown, 13th of March 2020, it was my 22nd birthday. I fed the Mercedes tent. And someone at Ferrari... I apologise. Someone tried getting into the Ferrari tent area as I was walking out. He was an intruder who broke free of the security guard and took a swing at me. So that was fun. Missed, for whatever's that worth. If you add Kahlua, it's okay. I'll take your word for it. Shane, thoughts of doing... Oh, hang on. Sydney's pick is in, and then I'll come back to this. All right, the pick is in for the Swannies. Job? Harry? Job, Matt, or Jack? Ned Bowman. Another small forward. What? How the hell is... What? Harry Armstrong is going to be at the Tigers. Not Harry Armstrong, sorry. Job Shanahan's going to be a Richmond player. At pick 27. How? Great bolter. Love it. I thought he was stiff for missing out on my top 50, to be honest. He would have been like 51. Love it. Love the X factor that he brings. Shano, I'll come back to you, mate. Thoughts on doing the rules of the game for those who know nothing about the game, because the ones that I've seen online are pretty ordinary. I like the idea. The idea that I've kind of got, because I'm going to be taking a break over the Christmas period for 3 or so weeks, because I didn't do it last year. This is the first year that I'm living with a child. He is my missus's child. I did not just find him on the street, but the 4-year-old little legend there, Caden is his name. He's a superstar, but I think being able to fully invest in that sort of Christmas period, my missus's birthday is in that part as well. Her brother's getting married, so there's a few things on. Living in Gippsland, family's not in Gippsland, so being able to see them and sort of get away and not have the pressure of uploading. Something that I really want to do, though, which is why I'm sort of telling you this story, is how to fix the AFL and trying to get your thoughts and ideas on what's broken and my way of fixing them as kind of an application of, like sign of like an AFL CEO application. This is what I would fix about the game and how. Hopefully that's kind of what you're thinking and you like that idea, but that's something that I'm kind of workshopping at the moment. You should see my Google Docs. Actually, the notes in my phone, Richmond, take your time here. This is how scatterbrained I can be. So overall on my notes on my phone, I have 1,602 notes in my combined AFL, algorithm, Brownlow, and Daz Talks Footy, and Supercoach Prep. They take up 190. They take up 396 of my notes. So I write a lot, and I just have too many ideas at once. All right, Bidney Swans, and then take a small forward that I want. No one wants talls. I'm loving this for the Hawks because not only is Job Shanahan still there, but James Barrett's still there. Josh Murphy's still there. These guys are still here. The Hawks don't need a small forward. There's not a lot of positions that are flying off the board that the Hawks are in demand for. Matt Whitlock to the Hawks would be amazing. Oh, from the Southeast too, Abs. I love that, mate. I love that. Swans pick a random, a bit of a bolter. Ned Bowman had a pretty good second half of the year, so I don't mind that in the slightest. They're still getting clubs back-to-back picks on Heaney and Mills. Yeah, for sure they are. Noah, I got to apologise, mate. I have no idea what the oh wow is from, so that's fair. Me too, Daz. Born in Frankston, raised in Carrum Downs, purchased a property in Cranbourne. Holy jeepers, James. Yeah, wow. Yeah, you and me, mate. We are in the trenches together, my friend. We really are. Carrum Downs versus Narry Warren. Let's go. I mean, we do have Fountain Gate, but other than that, not a whole lot going for us, I have to say. My goodness. Colin, yes, I do. And I found out that I had to cook for the missus a lot because when we got together originally, she said to me, and I quote, I don't really cook with salt. And that's just not the existence that I'm looking for, really. So I was like, you know what? I'll take all of the gourmet creativity that I've got and I will establish a palette for you. I love her, but her having bad taste may be how I got into this relationship in the first place. So if I can butter her up with dad jokes and food, happily ever after, I'm telling you. Told you Swans don't need key forwards. Yeah, Abs, you nailed it. Hawk Smalls having an effect on the draft. I like that, Shane. Yeah, I really do. Watson, Ginnivan, these guys having an effect. So definitely could be the go for some of these clubs as well. But you also got to think about it with Brisbane and Joe Danaher retiring. No one who is a genuine threat in the comp outside of GWS have got a good tall forward line. Oh, North have made a trade. Hang on. North have traded their future second and pick 20. Have traded their future first. Holy shit. They've traded a top 5 pick next year for 2 picks in the 20s. Take it all. Take Jack Whitlock. Come on, North. That's amazing. Tigers don't need 3 to 4. Yeah, trade the pick back. That's what they've done. Richmond could ask for all of a team's future trades for 28. Yeah, and they have, really. Easily feel for the fellas invited to the draft and not getting picked. Has anyone been invited that hasn't been picked up? Has that happened? Yeah, trade happened. Long-lasting relationships are about compromise, to be fair. Fair. Trade with North, insane. North trade their future first. That's crazy. Shanahan to North. I don't think so. I think this is Jack Whitlock. Yeah, Tigers just did. They did. But with Job still on the board, that makes sense. A top 5 pick next year for pick 27 and pick 20 next year. That is a bold call. But considering the fact that the top end of next year's draft are midfielders, Willem Dersma, Dyson Sharp, that makes sense. Has to be Shanahan. Has to be a tall forward. Whitlock and Shanahan brothers. Whitlock brothers and Shanahan were invited. Yep, no, I got you. All good. All good. But yeah, this has to be a tall forward. Oh, I'm excited. Colin, I'm loving this for you. The Whitlock brothers look devastated. Tigers to overtake North in their development. That definitely looks like the case there, James, for sure. So this is the last pick, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the 2.5 hours. I appreciate it. The pick is in. We'll get to the last one here. I'll give you a couple of thoughts and then I'll let you go because I don't want to keep you around for too long. But here we go. North Melbourne, pick 27. Select Jack Whitlock. Matt Whitlock. Hey, hang on. I did say Matt would go before Jack. Whoa! Matt Whitlock, key forward. I don't know if that's true, but if they're going to play him as a key forward, that works. He has to be the centre half back or the centre half forward, and Charlie Comben has to be the other one. Hawthorn, pick 33, and Carlton's future first. Get Job Shanahan. Please. Wow. I love that. I love that so much. Wrong Whitlock. But I'll take it. Brilliant. Good on him. Good on him. Andrew Swallow. Good man, Andrew Swallow. Very religious man. Nothing wrong with that. Matt can't grab the jumper properly, but that's all right. Nerves will do that. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. So I think North are going to want to use him as a key forward. Without Jack there, he was dominant as a key forward. So Jack's still there. Job Shanahan's still there. Hamish Davis to the Hawks is still a chance. Must have done something bad, right? I don't think so. But why else would he drop so much? Key forwards just aren't really a commodity that clubs are looking at the moment at this point. But the Tigers could probably take him early. Bulldogs twice. West Coast probably not. Who knows? Jasper Alger to the Tigers. I think they could take him. Yeah, I think they could. I think West Coast are definitely a chance if he gets through, for sure. Jasper is interested. Paul Whitlock got compared to Rory Lobb. If it's as a key defender and what Rory Lobb did for a 3-week period, that's not bad in the slightest. But Matt Whitlock is going to finish, guys. So I was going to go through the retrospective, but we're all about halfway through there. So Richmond dominated tonight, just like you guys did. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. Matt Whitlock, that trade is going to be very heavily discussed. A top 5 pick for 2 in the 20s, 27, probably 20 next year or 19. But with the bids that are coming in from McGuan, Zeke Yuland, and these guys, that is 2 picks in the 20s for a top 5 pick. That is astounding to me. So that is day 1 done and dusted. There are going to be approximately 40 selections tomorrow. So fingers crossed we get them done hugely quickly. Okay, but I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's jumped on, whether it's been for the entire way, 2 seconds, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, however long it's been. I cannot thank you enough. I will be back tomorrow at 7:15 or 20 past, around that time, for tomorrow's live stream. Okay, thank you so much for joining, guys, but I'm going to head off. I really appreciate everything. You look after yourselves, look after each other, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. See you then. Go the Hawks.